It's the biggest game in program history, every game from here on out. Live from Buccaneers Stadium, the Eastview Patriots are in the regional semifinals. I'm Carl Schoening. A pleasant good evening to you alongside my color analyst, Michael Francis. We're happy that you guys joined us for this playoff broadcast of Eastview Patriots versus the Pioneer Diamondbacks. And Michael, bring you in. It was a bit of a drive here to Corpus Christi from Central Texas, but we finally made it, and we're finally here for this broadcast. And you know that these Patriots are very excited despite maybe the stiffness that they had to shake off from the long bus ride.
Yeah, it was a long bus ride, but what a beautiful day for football here in Corpus Christi at Buccaneer Stadium. It's a beautiful day. The teams are excited. I know Coach Feacock and the Patriots are excited to get back on the football field. We've had some results come in today, Carl, where Liberty Hill defeated Rouse. So the winner of this game right here will be playing Liberty Hill next week. Be really nice for the Patriots to take care of business tonight and be a lot closer home game for the Patriots next week if they make it.
Well, they have their work cut out for them. These Pioneer Diamondbacks are undefeated on the season, 7-0 overall, 4-0 in their district play. They average 363 yards per game in the air, and they average 196 yards per game rushing. That's right, over 500 yards of total offense per game, and that's just going to be a big thing for Eastview to deal with, as they certainly have a crazy dual-threat quarterback by the name of Eddie Lee Marburger. You're going to hear his name a lot tonight as he leads the team in both passing, obviously, as the quarterback, but rushing as the team's dual-threat quarterback.
He is a dual-threat quarterback, and I've heard that he is actually one of the better quarterbacks in the state. So Eastview will definitely need to control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football tonight. And we've seen the prolific offense of the Patriots over the course of the past 5 games. I think they're averaging around 51 points per game right now over the course of the past 5 games. So there's a lot of excitement in Eastview for these Patriots as they're representing the city of Georgetown here tonight. A lot of excitement going on, and we're glad to be a part of it.
J.J. Snyman is waiting for the coin toss as the Patriots took the field. They will have a captain meet them as well, as the Patriots are going to go ahead and send out McKinley McLaughlin. And the two captains get ready to meet here for the coin toss. And Michael, we did not get the email from Coach Feacock. He is pretty busy, as you can imagine. This has been quite the week here. Not only is it Christmas, the week of Christmas, they had a practice on Christmas Eve, but, you know, you're just talking about a whole different playoff situation. And do you have keys of the game here as we watch the coin toss?
Well, we're going to have to go back to those same keys that he talked about. You know, you got to establish the ground game. You got to spread the football. Which Peyton Adams has been very good about doing. And you also need to control both lines of scrimmage. Contain the quarterback. You know, as good as he is, he's going to get yardage. He's going to get some passes completed. That's just what you have when you have a quarterback that has the skill set that he brings to this game tonight.
And as you mentioned to me on the ride up here, and as I noticed in my first broadcast, these Eastview Patriots really do get to swarm into the ball. And it looks like the Pioneers won the coin toss. They will defer to the second half. That means Eastview will get the football first. Eastview wearing their white jerseys with white pants, red numerals, white helmets. Meanwhile, on the other side, Pioneer wearing their gray jerseys with gray pants and white numerals. They'll go ahead and take the field to get ready for the kickoff. Eastview will break their huddle as well as they will receive the kickoff. And we are moments away here from Buccaneer Stadium in Corpus Christi from the start of the regional semifinal. Eastview versus Pioneer. Kicking things away for the Pioneers will be Mike Ramos Jr. Sedgwick as well as Quentin Jackson are back deep to receive this kick. Ramos will break his team's huddle, and they will go up across the 35-yard line. Ramos will take a 7-yard charge from the 33. Readies his team and takes the charge. It's toe to leather on a short kick. A fair catch called for at the 32-yard line, taken by one of the Patriot upmen, and making the snag for Eastview. Getting the fair catch was Emilio Vargas, and the Eastview Patriots will have solid field territory to start things off at their own 32-yard line. That brings out good old Peyton Adams here, the quarterback. He'll have Quentin Jackson to his right, and everybody tighten the formation here with 2 receivers to the left and 2 receivers to the right, few yards off from the offensive line. Play action and the screen set up to the right side for Quentin Jackson, and he is tackled in the backfield for a loss. And making the stop for the Diamondbacks is Anton Sanchez. That was a loss of about 4 yards to the 26-yard line, putting the Patriots behind the chains. Under center is Peyton and Adams, and he'll roll out to the right and decide to tuck it and run. Gets across the 30, tries to shift back over to the left side of the field, gets across the 35 to the 40. The 45-50, lowers his shoulder after picking up the first down and gets into Pioneer territory. What a play there on the bootleg tuck and run for Adams.
Yeah, it was a great heads-up play. He was looking for the wheel route from Tyreek Styles-Obasherry, but he was covered well, and he takes the ball and runs with it.
He's back under center, and he'll hand it off to his back, Quentin Jackson, who goes behind his left guard, gets across the 40, stays on his feet across the 35-30, has one man to beat across the 20, nobody there, gets across the 10, into the end zone, touchdown, Patriots.
And no flag on the play.
No flag, and Eastview strikes first. They start this drive off of their own 32. They get brought down for a tackle for loss on the first play from scrimmage. Then they proceed to take it down the field off of that explosive play.
Well, the offensive line doing exactly what they've been doing the last part of the year, Carl, controlling that line of scrimmage and opening up running lanes for those Eastview Patriot running backs.
And Vargas sends that one through for the point after attempt, and Eastview scores on their opening drive, and now they'll get ready to defend. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports. Your score with 11-12 left to play in the first quarter. Eastview 7, Pioneer ready to get their first possession.
At our bank, we believe in doing the right things for the right reasons. For our families, our communities, our future, just like you do. We believe the right thing is more than just a handshake or a promise. It's a relationship guided by honesty and integrity. How can our bank help you?
Thank you for calling our bank. This is Jenny. How can I help you?
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
7-0 your score here with 11-12 left to play in the first quarter. Eastview marches down the field and doesn't even need a minute to score thanks to Isaiah Quentin Jackson taking it about 48 yards for the touchdown. I'm Carl Schoening along with Michael Francis. We apologize about no crowd mic this evening. Some mix-up as we were supposed to be on the other side of the stadium. We're here on the Pioneer side of the stadium, and we have the assistant coaches for the Pioneer Diamondbacks next to us. Hopefully they don't mind us being a little loud and cheery for Eastview this evening. Emilio Vargas will line up the Patriots. They will all take a 3-point stance from a knee at the 35-yard line before the 5-yard charge from Vargas. He sends this one high and short on toe to leather, and it'll be taken at the 23-yard line, and then immediately being brought down is the returner, and that was Michael Sedgwick making the stop, and the return only goes a few yards across the 30-yard line for the Pioneers. As they don't even get to the 30-yard line. I beg your pardon. It was only to the 27 where they mark him down. So that's where the first play from scrimmage for the Diamondbacks will be.
Yeah, we'll get our first opportunity to see Marburger and what he can do with the football, and hopefully this defensive front for the Patriots can put enough pressure on him to keep him off balance and off his game.
Eddie Lee Marburger will go 5 wide, and the flag comes in. As you saw it. I was looking through some binoculars. What did you see, Michael?
I believe it was a false start or illegal procedure.
they call illegal substitution. That'll back up 5 yards for the Diamondbacks. So they move from their own 27-yard line behind the 25 to the 22-yard line. I beg your pardon. They started at their own 28-yard line. And the Pioneer Diamondback coaching staff is on the field trying to get an explanation on what the actual issue was.
Yeah,
I've never seen a play overturned after they've moved the football back, though, Michael.
No, I've not seen it either. They're calling timeout and going to have the officials have a conference right here.
11:09 left to play in the first quarter. Pioneers have yet to get a play off from scrimmage. It'll be 1st and 15, most likely when we do start play. And I'm excited to see this Eddie Lee Marburger, and I'm also excited to see how the defense of the Patriots deals with him. As you said, he could be one of the best quarterbacks in the state of Texas. He was going to open up 5
They
wide.
actually waved it off, Carl.
Wow. Well, maybe they said illegal substitution. Perhaps there is no illegal substitution from the first play from scrimmage.
Yeah,
far be it from me, but that is, as I said, I've never seen it waved off. That is a first for everything, and they will have 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line. Trips left, 2 receivers to the right. From the right hash, Marburger throws it across the middle. It's completed across the 30-yard line, and spinning forward is the receiver who made the catch. And
he was immediately brought down by Tyler Wagner.
Yeah, and the catch was made by Maddox Heller for the Pioneers. So, 2nd and 6, ball on the 31-yard line. Marburger will drop back. He's under pressure, hits a receiver in stride at middle field across the 35 to the 40, and he is brought down at the 46-yard line. The tackle made by Tyreek Styles Obashire, and the catch made for the first down by J.J. Snyman, the captain of the ball game, and they're going to hurry him up here. 1st and 10, ball at the 46-yard line. Pioneers still in their own territory. Roll out to the right from Marburger. He hits a wide-open receiver in Patriots territory at the 40-yard line. That pass is caught by Joseph Graham Jr., and that moves the chains as the Diamondbacks get into Eastview territory at the Patriots 39-yard line, and they do not want to wait on too much time coming off the clock here as it stopped briefly at 10:15 here in the first quarter. Now 2 men in the backfield with Marburger. Marburger will have an option, pitches it out to the right side, and getting back to the line of scrimmage, being pushed out by Sedgwick was Tristan Castillo, and Castillo was the guy who got the option, but he got no yards on the play. 2nd and 10 coming up from the Patriots 39-yard line. Clock stopped at 10:05. 3 receivers to the left side, a single receiver to the right. Marburger has a man in the backfield. He will keep it after faking the handoff, and then he'll throw down the left sideline wide open at the 10 and jogging into the end zone for the touchdown. A gorgeous play by J.J. Snyman as he lost the entire Patriots defense on what looked like it was going to be a run play. Nobody was set up on the left side of the field, and an extra point away from tying it up are the Pioneer Diamondbacks, although it looks like they're going to go for 2. And now they're going to set it up. That is quite an interesting setup. We see that every now and again where they fake the 2-point conversion, then they set up for the field goal, as this one will be kicked through by Mike Ramos Jr., and he gets the hold, and the kick is through the uprights and good. We're tied up at 7, 9:56 left to play in the first quarter, and we might have a shootout on our hands, Michael. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
Hey, it's Chip from Hewlett Volkswagen. It's that time of year for fall, football, and family. And our family has been making it easy on your family for almost 20 years, like with our new Express online shopping tool, where you can find the perfect Volkswagen fit for your life and budget. This month, save $3,600 on a new 2020 Jetta S. You can drive away in a brand new Volkswagen for under $20,000. We have a lot to choose from. Hewlett Volkswagen, off I-35 in Westinghouse, or see for yourself at hewlettvw.com.
Well, We just had to get a quick thing. Thank you so much for the Pioneer assistant coaches to our next door so we can identify Taylor Esparza, who was one of the players in the backfield who got some run there. And I'm Carl Schoening along with Michael Francis. 9:56 left to play in the first quarter. We're tied up at 7, and Pioneer Diamondbacks, who kicked it off to start the game, are about to kick it off following their touchdown score. It's Ramos who sends it away, and back deep is Michael Sedgwick, who takes it at the 12-yard line, gets across the 20 on the right side, spins away from a defender at the 25, stays on his feet across the 30, and then he breaks free down the right sideline across the 40, gets to the 45, and he is down at midfield, and that will be a midfield start for the Patriot offense. And what a play there by Michael Sedgwick to stay on his feet and break away from some pressure. I get the feeling we are going to see a lot of offense here tonight, Michael.
Well, he was just one juke away from going to the house on that one. The kicker was there to make the stop, and he was able to get a good handle on him.
1st and 10 for the Patriots from midfield. 9:47 left to play in the first quarter. Patriots scored a touchdown on their first possession, and they're looking to answer back. It's Peyton Adams with Quentin Jackson in the backfield with him, and he throws it across the middle. It's completed to Martin, and Martin gets the first down to the Pioneer 36-yard line.
Well, you're seeing two representative power offenses right here, and they're definitely showing it here tonight, Carl.
Peyton Adams will move into the shotgun. He has Quentin Jackson to his left. He sends Obashire over to the right side. 1st and 10 from the Pioneer 36-yard line, and Obashire will get it on an end around. He'll try and follow a block to the left side, and I think he might have lost a yard on the play as he was tackled behind the line of scrimmage on the stop. It was Ryan Bethulius, and it'll bring 2nd and 11 up for the Patriots. 8:55 in the clock moving here in the first quarter. Peyton Adams in the shotgun, 2nd and 11. Takes a low snap, drops back, scans to his left, and just throws this one away. Nobody in the area as he wanted to avoid getting the sack. That's smart quarterbacking there. It stops the clock at 8:45 in the first quarter. And a third down here. First third down faced by the Patriots so far in this ballgame. Peyton Adams in the shotgun, 2 receivers on both sides, and Quentin Jackson in the backfield as a blocker. It's going to be Peyton Adams stepping up in the pocket, rolling out to the right under pressure, and then he finds Obashire, who does not make the catch on the right side, and 4th down coming up as that was incomplete. And 4th down, 4th and 11, and punting time for the Patriots.
Yeah, Obashire was trying to make that turn and unfortunately took his eyes off the ball for just a second and bounced off his hands. Not that he would have had any big yardage on that play as he was well covered.
Isaiah Quentin Jackson at midfield to punt this one. Waiting back deep is Tristan Castillo. He is almost at the goal line, around the 5-yard line as he steps up and lets this punt take a Pioneer bounce to the 15-yard line before it is downed, and the 15 is where the Pioneer Diamondbacks will start off their second drive. Actually, they might give him the 16-yard line here. Let's go ahead and say it will be the 16-yard line where the line of scrimmage is placed. And the Patriot defense comes back out on the field. We're tied up at 7 with 8:35 left to play in the first quarter.
Well, the Patriots doing a good job of getting pressure onto Marburger. He did a very good job that last time, Carl, of selling the play action and had the open receiver because he drew the secondary up.
Eddie Lee Marburger has 1st and 10, 5 wide, trips to the left, single receiver to the right. It's a draw play for Marburger. He's in under containment, and then he escapes away from the pocket, gets into the linebackers, and is just short of the first down as they do actually give him the first down at the 36-yard line and move the chains being waved on from the judge here on the Pioneer side. And the opposite judge was very slow to recognize it. He thought it was not a first down. They do give it to him. So 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line, and Marburger will give it off to Taylor Esparza, and Esparza gets across the 30-yard line to the 31, picks up 5 yards on first down. Clock still moving here, 8:04 left to play in the first quarter. We're tied at 7. Both teams have all 3 timeouts left. 2 receivers on both sides. Marburger in the shotgun. Esparza to his left. He'll drop back on 2 steps, throw it across the middle. It's knocked in the air and almost coming up with the interception, but breaking that play up was Michael Sedgwick, and the intended receiver on the play will jog back on over to the right side of the line. That was Joseph Graham Jr. 3rd down coming up. Third and 5. Marburger in the shotgun. Esparza to his left. 2 receivers on both sides from the middle of the field. The snap comes to Marburger. He's going to drop back. He's under pressure. He throws it over to the left side and incomplete, but flags come in as there was a pass interference on Tyreek Styles Obashir, and the intended receiver on that play, J.J. Snyman, will draw the flag, and that was pretty close, but unfortunately that'll move the chain. So instead of 4th down, we're going to have a fresh set of downs, and the ball moved forward 15 yards due to the pass interference.
Well, had he turned around and looked, he would have been able to knock the pass down. He was in the right place at the right time. He was just turning the wrong direction.
7:43 left to play in the first quarter as the clock stops to advance the ball to the Pioneer 46-yard line. Trips to the right, a single receiver to the left. Dropping back is Marburger. He throws over to that left side where the receiver makes the catch and then is rolling out of bounds in Mike Ramos Jr. And the stop made by Michael Sedgwick as he pushed him out of bounds, and it was a gain of about 7 yards on 1st down, and Pioneer gets into Eastview territory. They're looking at tempo here. Trips to the right, a single receiver to the left. Esparza in the backfield with Marburger on the play action. He's under pressure, almost gets sacked in the backfield, then throws it across the middle. It's caught at the 30, taken outside to the 20, to the 15, and then getting gang tackled at the 5-yard line. Flags come in. I think this will be on Eastview, and the catch made by Tristan Castillo gets the Pioneer Diamondbacks in the red zone, and they might get a little bit of distance added on to the end of this run because of Eastview kind of tackling him with such vigor. They threw that flag on the tackle, it looked like to me. So it's half the distance to the goal after the play, so it looks like the Diamondbacks will get it at the Eastview 3-yard line. Marburger, zone read, will keep it himself, goes around right end and gets in the end zone for the Diamondback touchdown. 7:18 left to play in the first quarter. Pioneer takes their first lead of the ball game. They'll go ahead and show that fake 2-point conversion where they have most of the offensive line set up on the left side with a receiver ready to take it, and the 2-point fake out now goes into a normal point after attempt as Mike Ramos Jr. will get the hold and send this one through the uprights and good. And 7:18 left to play. Pioneer High School has the lead over Eastview 14-7. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports. $7:18 left to play in the first quarter. Pioneer leads Eastview 14-7, and Eddie Lee Marburger, he just kind of knows how to extend the play and then find his receivers. He's been impressive so far, scoring 2 touchdowns and 2 drives.
Well, we're definitely seeing that the notoriety has been true of what we've heard. A great interview this week on the Horn with Craig Way interviewing Coach Feacock, and Feacock elaborating about this young quarterback and how exceptional he is with his feet and his arm.
Ramos will send this back to Michael Sedgwick on the kickoff at the 7-yard line. Sedgwick tries to take it the other side of the field and gets to the 20-yard line. The officials will mark him down at the 21, and Sedgwick, who had a great return out to midfield on the last possession, has to run a little bit longer than the 13 yards that he actually picked up as he reversed fields, and It'll be 1st and 10 for the Patriots as they start this drive at their own 21-yard line. 7:12 left to play in the first quarter. Eastview trying to answer back after they fall behind for the first time in the ballgame. Peyton Adams in the shotgun. Trips to the left, single receiver to the right. And it's a handoff to Quentin Jackson. Quentin Jackson had a hole on the left side to get to the 26-yard line. Picks up 5 yards on first down. Patriots have 2 men in the backfield with Peyton Adams, 2 receivers to the left and a single receiver to the right. A blitz comes, and shaking away from that blitz is Isaiah Quentin Jackson, and he gets past the trenches and to the 30-yard line, about a yard short of the first down. They'll actually say that forward progress is stopped at the 29-yard line, and 3rd and 2 coming up for the Patriots, and they want to keep this tempo fast. 2 receivers to the right, a single receiver to the left. Quentin Jackson in the backfield with Peyton Adams, and on a zone read, it'll be Peyton Adams keeping it. He lowers his shoulder to pick up the first down, moves the chains as he gets to the 32-yard line. He needed the 31, and a first down for Eastview. Clock still moving at 6:20 left to play in the first quarter. Two receivers to the right, a single receiver to the left, 2 men in the backfield with Peyton Adams on a play action, a pass out to the left side. Michael Sedgwick makes the catch at the 34 and then gets pushed out of bounds, and that's a pickup of only a couple yards on first down on the quick out route. Stops the clock at 6:05. Everybody in tight here from the left hash mark. 2nd and 8. Ball on the 38-yard line and pitch to Obashir, and Obashir has to dance around in the backfield, but he is hit and brought down, and the tackle made by the Pioneer Diamondbacks, Anton Sanchez, the outside linebacker, able to penetrate through the trenches and get the tackle for loss to the 31-yard line, and Eastview in their own territory is up for a 3rd and 11. They're going to slow things down now, actually have a little bit of a formation of a huddle. 5:35 left to play in the first quarter, and it's a big 3rd down. Peyton drops back. Peyton Adams drops back, and then he hits Quentin Jackson, and Quentin Jackson gets a first down and more across midfield. Nobody in front of him. The 40, the 30. He is just going to gas himself to the 10. One man catching up to him, but it will not be enough as a huge touchdown from the 31-yard line, 69 yards on 3rd and 11 for Isaiah Quentin Jackson, and explosive plays have been the big point here for Eastview as they're a point after attempt from tying this one up, and what a play there as Isaiah Quentin Jackson looked like he was going to get the first down, and then all of a sudden he just turned on the Jets.
He did. And he thought he was clear, and he started to let up around the 5-yard line and almost got caught.
It'll be Emilio Vargas who will kick through the point after attempt. This one is good, and we are tied up at 14. 5:18 left to play in the first quarter. Eastview has scored on 2 out of 3 for their drives, and Pioneers have scored 2 for 2. They're about to get the ball back, and I think we're in for a shootout. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
HotWorks is a 24-hour infrared fitness studio. We offer virtual instructors in the private sauna and 3D training. That's the heat, the infrared, and the workout. There's 10 different workouts that you can choose from.
You can burn more calories in here and sweat more in here in an hour than if you spent 3 hours in a gym.
So come in, bring a friend, and try a HotWorks workout.
Don't miss the 5A and 6A UIL Football State Championships this January. For more information, visit uiltexas.org.
And here we are in the regional semifinal, and I'm excited to be here with Michael Francis. I'm Carl Schoening. 5:18 left to play in the first quarter, and we're tied up at 14 between Eastview and Pioneer. Emilio Vargas will line up a 5-yard charge, 3 men back deep to receive for the Diamondbacks, although Vargas has kind of sent his 2 kickoffs a little short here, and he's going to do the same here, sending this one high and short, and it looks like it'll go out of bounds. It tiptoes the sidelines before it goes out of bounds, and illegal procedure flag comes in. It's up to Pioneer whether or not they want to take the yards or go ahead and re-kick, but I think they want to take it at the 30-yard line is what they're sort of motioning here.
Well, the Patriots have got to find an answer to Marburger. You got to keep that pressure on him. The only thing is he's got a good enough receiving core that he's able to get rid of the ball extremely quickly. They've got very good timing, Carl. So the secondary is going to have to play a little closer man-to-man. But the defensive coaches are going to see that, and they are going to make those adjustments.
Marburger in the shotgun, 1st and 10 from their own 32-yard line, and it's a zone read with Esparza, and then a pass out to the left side, almost intercepted, and there on the route breaking up the pass was Cade Elkins, and Marburger likes to extend that play, tried to get the pass out to J.J. Snyman, and instead Elkins was right there, and Elkins half a little bit of a yoga class away from keeping his balance, getting the pick 6 there if he had gotten the interception.
The ball was low enough that it forced him to bend over and lose his balance, but he's still able to swat the ball away.
Defense always helps as the incomplete pass stops the clock at 5:13, 2nd and 10. Escaping the pocket on the drop back is Marburger. He gets into the middle of the field where the defense was spread out, and then he breaks a tackle at the 45, gets across midfield, and gets into Patriot territory at the 46-yard line before a group of white helmets get to the ball, and that moves the chains for the Pioneer offense. And man, Marburger, he just kind of has great pocket awareness. He knew that it was collapsing, but he saw a big hole, and he saw a lot of running room in front of him, and he gets into Patriot territory. He's at the Eastview 46-yard line. Clock still moving, 4:44 left to play in the first quarter. 2 receivers to the left, single receiver to the right, 2 men in the backfield with Marburger, who drops back on 1st and 10. He's going to escape the pocket by bouncing out. Now he's going to step up in the pocket. Flag comes in as he completes a pass to the 32-yard line. It's caught, and then making a couple more moves is the receiver Tristan Castillo before he was brought down on the play. But let's see what this flag's about. It looks like in the area of a hold.
Yeah. I saw 2 flags come out.
Yeah, they'll have to sort it out as there's 2 flags on the play, and who knows, they could offset and replay the first down. Chain Gang is yet to move from their 46 spot. Referee gets his instructions from the crew that threw the flag. They wave off the flag, and that'll be a first down for Pioneer. 4:30 left to play in the first quarter. They move the chains and stop the clock as it picks back up now after the chains moved, and the ball's at the 28-yard line in Eastview territory. Marburger will drop back with 2 receivers on both sides, throw across the middle. It's caught, get it to the 26-yard line, stiff arms the defender, and then is brought down at the 21-yard line. The catch made by Kenny Breyer, that was Tristan Castillo, and that was a pickup of 6 yards. 2nd and 4 here. Ball moved to the 22-yard line. Trips left, 2 receivers to the right. Marburger in the shotgun. He'll drop back as the tempo goes fast here. Throw across the middle. It's caught, and then into the end zone for a touchdown. Joseph Graham Jr. gets the score for the Pioneer Diamondbacks, and the Diamondbacks retake the lead. Before the point after attempt, it's 20-14, and the fake 2-point conversion setup over on the left side, as we've seen a couple times here, is now broken up, and we'll go for a more traditional point after attempt as Mike Ramos Jr. will line up his point after. Gets the hold, and the kick is good to make this a 21-14 ball game. 3:52 left to play in the first quarter. Pioneer leads Eastview. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports for this regional semifinal between Eastview and Pioneer. Georgetown Jewelry has been Georgetown's local jeweler since 2013 and the go-to full-service jewelry store in Williamson County. Wedding jewelry, gold and silver, gifts, appraisals, and repairs are all specialties of Georgetown Jewelry. Experience their one-of-a-kind customer service and clean showroom with a great variety of estate jewelry, fine jewelry, watches, and many silver items. Come by and visit or check out GeorgetownJewelry.com. Located at 3010 Williams Drive, we're open 10 to 6 every day except Sundays. I'd like to correct the end of that ad as I misread the Google ad as it it was every day except Sunday. The Georgetown Jewelry is closed, but they are only open 10 to 4 on Saturdays. So if you tried to make it out there before 6 o'clock, I'm sorry, because it's actually 4 o'clock. I'll get that fixed on the next game here, as 3:52 left to play in the first quarter. Big thanks to Georgetown Jewelry for coming on here and supporting this broadcast of Eastview Patriot football. Pioneer leads 21-14. I'm Carl Schoening along with Michael Francis. And it'll be Mike Ramos Jr. who will kick this ball away. Back deep to receive are Sedgwick and Quentin Jackson. This one is sent higher and a little bit shorter, and a fair catch called for and made by Emilio Vargas. And he stole that one away from Tyler Wagner, and that was that could have been a bad situation of same team kind of like rebound in basketball.
Well, interesting. One player calls for the fair catch, and I didn't see Wagner call for it. Or not Wagner, but Vargas call for it. And I just saw him back it up. I'm like, he's going to run into him.
You only need one player to wave for the fair catch. You can't advance the ball if somebody else does that. So that's kind of funny how that works out. So starting at the 25-yard line, their own territory are the Eastview Patriots. 1st and 10, a handoff to Quentin Jackson. And he slipped up in the backfield as he got back to the line of scrimmage and was down without any contact. And hopefully he's okay. He bounces right back up, but looked like he had a hole that he was about to hit and just lost his footing. And clock still moving at 3:33 left to play in the first quarter. And a handoff to Quentin Jackson, who goes around left end, and then he bursts through to the 30-yard line, stays on his feet and fights through the 35. And I think they whistled the play dead because that was a very aggressive move by Quentin Jackson, as he kind of used a forearm stiff arm and laid out a Pioneer defender.
Well, a helmet came off, and I think they blew, as soon as his helmet came off, they blew the play dead. I don't understand how that works when the offense is in motion, but the whistles blew because they never stacked him up. And so that's why, usually that's forward progress is stopped, and that's when they blow the whistles. But his forward progress hadn't completely stopped.
Daniel Roman, a defensive lineman, is down for Pioneer, and the clock stops at 3:21 left to play in the first quarter. Eastview trying to answer back with another touchdown here as Pioneer just took the lead on their last offensive possession. And, yeah, a couple things that I've never seen before in this ball game. The first play from scrimmage, Pioneer had a flag waved off after they protested the 5-yard penalty on illegal substitution. And in this particular case, I didn't see the helmet come off, but it looked like it very well could have been Quentin Jackson who sort of forced off the helmet with a forearm to break through a tackle. And Roman is okay as he gets up and walks off under his own power with no assistance. But, man, I think Isaiah Quentin Jackson, had they not blown that play dead, probably could have fought his way for a first down. Instead, they will be set up for a 3rd and about 3 at the 32-yard line. They need the 35. Patriots in a rare huddle right now after the injury timeout. Diamondbacks waiting for the huddle to break. And it'll be a Wildcat. Direct snap to Quentin Jackson, and he tries to go around left end. He is stopped short of the yard to gain by a yard. 4th and 1, and we'll see what Coach Vikoch decides to do here as the offense looks to stay out there to try and pick up the one more yard. I don't think they want to give another possession to this offense that has been crazy, although it does look like it will be a punting unit as Quentin Jackson, who just got the direct snap for a Wildcat, will now go back for the punt. Nobody back deep to receive, so the Pioneers are not worried about returning this kick and are fully expecting a fake, I suppose, and it will be a rugby-style kick from Quentin Jackson that will take a wobbly bounce across midfield and then a bounce in favor of the Diamondbacks. It'll be downed in Patriot territory, officially marked at the 49-yard line, so Pioneer, a dangerous offense, will start off in plus territory.
Well, I think that they had the potential fake on, and Quentin Jackson was to gauge that by the rush, and he held on to it till the last minute that he was able to get that kick away without it being blocked.
Yeah, that was a very close rugby-style kick, and usually that is the case, but I think you're right. That might have been a punter's choice right there, and instead it'll be a punt that results in a line of scrimmage starting at the 49-yard line in Eastview territory for the Diamondbacks. An empty backfield and a draw play for Marburger, and Marburger gets through the trenches and gets to the 46-yard line, picks up 3 yards on first down. Clock moving here, 2:14 left to play in the first quarter. Diamondbacks trying to get their largest lead of the football game. They trailed 7-0 as Eastview scored on their first drive of the ball game, and 3 straight scores here on 3 straight possessions for the Diamondbacks. Marburger will drop back. He hits Esparza in the flats, and he gets across the 40 to pick up the first down, and then is thrown out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Making the stop there for the Patriots was Cade Elkins, and that moves the chains either way for Pioneer, and they move into the Patriots' 36-yard line. New set of downs, 2 receivers on both sides. Marburger in the shotgun. Esparza to his right. From the left hash mark. Zone read and handoff to Esparza, and then he gives it to the receiver on the side, Castillo. Castillo goes around the opposite side, around right end, and lowers his shoulder at the 36-yard line and gets to the 34. It'll only pick up a couple yards. Both teams have sniffed out that sort of double reverse twice and done a good job defensively. That one held to limited gain on only 2 yards, and Marburger wants to keep things quick here. Trips to the left, single receiver to the right. Esparza in the backfield with him. 2nd and 8 from the 34-yard line. A quick pass over to the right side, caught at the 30-yard line. Stiff-arming a defender as he's pushed out of bounds as Sedgwick makes sure that that one doesn't go much further than perhaps the first down marker for Joseph Graham Jr. It does move the chains, and the offense will line up at the 26-yard line with a new set of downs. 1st and 10 here for Marburger. Trips to the left, single receiver to the right, and he fakes the handoff to Esparza. Will drop back for a pass, and it's incomplete as he tried to hit his receiver in the middle of the field. It was broken up by Wagner, intended on the play for Mike Ramos Jr., and that stops the clock at 50 seconds left to play in the first quarter, and it feels like I'm broadcasting a basketball game as these two teams do not want to stop. This is the most time that we've really had between plays here, Michael.
Yeah, it's a fast-paced game for sure.
Trips left, 2 receivers to the right. It's an empty backfield for Eddie Lee Marburger. You might hear him playing on Saturdays. 2nd and 10 from the 26-yard line. He's going to drop back for a pass. Scans to his left. He's under pressure. He's going to escape from the pocket and then hits Castillo on the left side of the field, who's wide open across the 20 to the 10. Sidesteps the defender and gets into the end zone for the Pioneer touchdown. Marburger knew how to extend that play and find his receiver. In this particular case, it's a 26-yard touchdown that goes to Tristan Castillo, and
he does a great job of selling the play. He makes a move and forces the defender to commit towards him and pulls the other defenders off as to expect the run, and then dumps it off to the open receiver out in the flat, who is just wide open, and takes it into the end zone.
And the point after attempt by Mike Ramos Jr. is good, and Pioneer takes a 28-14 lead with 39 seconds left to play in the first quarter. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports with more of this regional semifinal.
Many of us yearn for the glory of the field, to quarterback our team to victory, to catch the game-winning touchdown. But sadly, playing football is hard. What's not hard is getting a great deal on a Chevrolet from Don Hewlett. It's okay, fella. Everyone's a winner at Don Hewlett, but you still stink at football. Find new roads in Georgetown and at donhewlett.com. Don Hewlett, Texas True.
39 ticks on the clock here in the first quarter, and Pioneer has taken a 2-score lead, 28-14. And a 26-yard touchdown pass from Marburger to Castillo will now send the ball back to Eastview on the kickoff. Mike Ramos Jr. will ready his team before he takes his 7-yard charge. Michael Sedgwick and Isaiah Quinton Jackson back deep to receive this kickoff. Ramos puts toe to leather. This one a little bit shorter than the last one. It'll be a fair catch called for and taken at the 30-yard line, as Emilio Vargas is the one who gets the fair catch here, and I believe the fair catch will be marked at the 30-yard line, and that's where the Patriots will start this drive.
Now you got to get back on track, and you got to get some more points on the board, and you need to close this gap. And as prolific as the Diamondback offense is, you can't afford them to get too far ahead of you.
1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Peyton Adams in the shotgun zone read. He'll hand it off to Quentin Jackson, and Quentin Jackson picks up 5 yards. Ooh, they mark him down they will give him the 35-yard line as he gets past the trenches and gets tackled by the linebackers. And, that power run game might come in handy here. 20 seconds left to play in the first quarter, and Peyton Adams will have a zone read play action, a pass over to the left side, and Obashir will get the catch just short of the first down. Let's see if they give him forward progress. They do go ahead and move those chains, and I believe it stops the clock at 10 seconds left here, but that might be the final play of the first quarter. It does not look like the Patriots are interested in getting a snap off before the final few seconds here, and it will be the final play. So a first down for the Patriots is how the first quarter ends. It has been a barn burner, ladies and gentlemen. 28-14 after 12 minutes played here. Pioneer leads Eastview. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports for the regional semifinal live from Buccaneer Stadium in Corpus Christi.
You're ready for the future?
And the future is full of possibilities.
Because your dream home
is right around the corner.
If you're ready for the next step,
or 2,
or 3,
we can help. At our bank, we're ready to help you open doors to your future.
Our mortgage team is here and ready to begin your next step.
Doing the right things for the right reasons.
Welcome to our bank.
You belong here.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Start of the second quarter here, 12 minutes on the clock until halftime between Eastview and Pioneer. It's Pioneer leading 28-14. I'm Carl Schoening along with Michael Francis. The first down was picked up by Tyreek Styles Obashir, and it's a new set of downs from the 40-yard line and a handoff to Isaiah Quentin Jackson, and Quentin Jackson picks up a few yards across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. They might give him the 43. It'll be 2nd and 8 coming up here for the Patriots on a run to the left side. And the tackle made by Ann Sanchez for the Pioneer Diamondbacks. 2nd and 8. Peyton Adams in the shotgun. He is Quentin Jackson to his left. A play action, a pass over the left side, caught by Michael Sedgwick at the 45-yard line. He tried to shake away a couple defenders, and then he just lowered his shoulder to get to the 47-yard line, and he'll be marked down short as that tackle was made by Alejandro Vasquez and brings up a 3rd and 4 for the Patriots, and they're going to get new instructions from the sidelines. Peyton Adams barks out those instructions to his offensive line. He's in the shotgun. Quentin Jackson to his right. The corners come into a press. A pass across the middle. It's caught by Martin, and Jacob Martin gets across the 40 to the 40, the 35. Then the ball comes loose. The official says that he was down before the ball came out. So a first down picked up and a little bit more into Pioneer territory for the Eastview Patriots, Jacob Martin, and a new set of downs here, and there's no replay in this game, obviously, and the tempo stays fast. Under center, it's Peyton Adams. He hands it off to Quentin Jackson, and Quentin Jackson turns the corner on the right side around the numbers at the 30 and darts forward across the 25-yard line. He is down at the 24, picks up 8 yards on first down. 2nd and 2 here for the Patriots. 10:27 as the clock's moving here in the second quarter. Trips left, single receiver to the right. Back into the shotgun is Peyton Adams. He has Quentin Jackson to his left. Hands it off to Quentin Jackson, who goes up the gut and gets to the yard to gain, I believe. They do go ahead and wave those chains at the 22-yard line, and the chain gang trips up a little bit as they didn't quite get the full motion from the official, but they did get the motion from the official, and then they got the full motion. The clock starts back up at 10 minutes straight up to play until halftime here. 2 receivers on the left side, a single receiver to the right. Quentin Jackson in the backfield, and the shotgun is Peyton Adams. Adams will have this whistle blown dead, and let's see what this is about, as it looks like a false start is called against the Patriots. That backs them up 5 yards and takes away some of that rhythm they had just found, Michael.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but, I mean, they've been relatively mistake-free throughout the game. Not a whole lot of penalties other than the one face mask penalty on the deep strike for Pioneer on that eventual score.
9:40 left to play in the first half. Trips to the left, single receiver to the right. A high snap taken by Peyton Adams. He's under pressure on the blitz. He's trying to escape from it, and he gets hit as he tried to step up in the pocket and will be dropped back around the 32-yard line. They'll give him the 31, and just a blitz brought on there on an obvious passing down for second down for the Patriots, and that brings third down up here, and it'll be a third and quite long. They need to get in the red zone to pick up the first down. In fact, the yard to gain is the 12-yard line in Pioneer territory. Eastview all the way back at the Pioneer 31. Under 9 minutes to play. A low snap taken by Peyton Adams. He has time to pass. Nobody even giving him pressure. Throw towards the end zone, and just wide, about half a stride off, was the pass from the intended receiver, and that was intended for Emilio Vargas, and that brings up fourth down, and Patriots sort of in that no man's land where they might as well go for it on fourth down, but I could see them punting it for sure to really pin this Pioneer offense deep. But with 8:49 left to play, I don't think ECU wants to go down 3 scores, and they don't. Trips to the left, a single receiver to the right, and clearing out of the backfield is Quentin Jackson, and then a false start as there was movement along the right side of the line for the Patriots, and they were going for it on a long, and I beg your pardon, I thought it was fourth down. It was third down. They are backed up ways away. That was going to be 3rd and 19. Now it's 3rd and 24. The ball moved back to the Pioneer 36-yard line. Trips left, single receiver tied on the right side. Quentin Jackson clears out of the backfield. It's 5 wide here for Peyton Adams as he has 2 receivers to his right now. And it's a quarterback draw. He fakes a quick pass out to the right side, and then he runs across the 30-yard line and eats up a lot of that penalty yardage to the 27. And now it'll be fourth down, and the clock still moving here. 8:25 left to play in the second quarter, and I think Eastview will go for it on fourth down here. Quentin Jackson in the backfield. Peyton Adams in the shotgun. 2 receivers on either side tight to the offensive line. A 5-step drop and a pass towards the end zone. Michael Sedgwick was there, but it was just overthrown and incomplete. And a turnover on downs will give the ball back to the Diamondbacks.
That was a tough throw. The pocket was starting to collapse. That he had Sedgwick open in the back of the end zone, but unfortunately just out of reach on that. Pressure by the Diamondback defense.
8:03 left to play is where the clock stops until halftime. As the ball goes back to Pioneer, and Eddie Lee Marburger comes out for his first possession of the second quarter. He has trips to the right, a single receiver to the left, and Esparza offset to his right. Quick pass to the left side. It's caught at the 30-yard line and gets a couple yards before getting hit by a couple Patriots. The pass was completed to Mike Ramos Jr., and then the tackle was made by Elder Isuk Pokwu. And it was pick up a 7 yards, 2nd and 3. Trips to the right, a single receiver to the left, and it'll be a play action. Faking the pass is Marburger, and then he gets away from the defender, gets across midfield to the 45-yard line in Patriot territory, and then he is down at the 44-yard line. And, man, you blink, you miss him, make a move, and get 5 yards. He's fast. He came in
really fast.
He came in through 7 games with 839 yards on the ground. So in less than 10 games, he could get 1,000 yards. He could probably break 1,000 yards today, potentially. trips to the left, single receiver to the right, and it's Esparza in the backfield. A drop back for Marburger, and then he hits a receiver on the right side who then elects to run out of bounds. That's Joseph Graham Jr. after he picks up the first down to the 30-yard line.
Well, that's what he brings with the ability to make the run. Now you got to respect the pass, and that's what he's doing. He's taking advantage of these little out routes into the flats and getting some yardage.
Trips left, single receiver to the right. Esparza in the backfield gets the handoff, tries to go around right in and does. Gets across the 25 to the 20, the 15-10, and then he is lassoed out of bounds, and then a late hit will be called probably here on Logan Williams.
Yeah, that's going to be a face mask. He grabbed him by the helmet when he was going out of bounds.
Didn't quite see the face mask, but you did, and the officials very clearly did. There were a couple flags that came flying in when they saw that Logan Williams wrapped him up and pulled him out of bounds. And that'll be half the distance to the goal at the end of the run, which I believe was at the 4-yard line where they marked him out of bounds. So this should advance the ball to the 2-yard line. 6:59 left to play in the first half, and Pioneer with a 28-14 lead. Perhaps, I guess they didn't add on the penalty yards. I beg your pardon. They will have it at the 4-yard line. So first and goal from the 4. And Esparza on the zone read. It'll be Marburger keeping it, and he takes it in the end zone for a Diamondback touchdown. And the fake point after attempt will be set up on the left side of the field. The officials are going to discuss something. There's no flag on the play. They broke their little side huddle, and they do officially give another touchdown signal. Now that 2-point conversion fake will go back to a normal point after attempt here. The official gives a sideline warning to the Pioneer sideline, which is interesting. They've gone back to having the box only extended to the 25. Here, typically in 2020, they've allowed it to go down to the 10-yard line. So wonder if that's probably part of it here as Ramos sends this one through the uprights and good for the point after attempt. And with 6:56 left to play in the first half, Pioneer has a 35-14 lead over Eastview. And we will be back for more regional semifinal action here on SHN Sports.
Hey, it's Chip from Hewlett Volkswagen. It's that time of year for fall, football, and family. And our family has been making it easy on your family for almost 20 years, like with our new Express online shopping tool, where you can find the perfect Volkswagen fit for your life and budget. This month, save $3,600 on a new 2020 Jetta S. You can drive away in a brand new Volkswagen for under $20,000. We have a lot to choose from. Hewlett Volkswagen, off I-35 in Westinghouse, or see for yourself at hewlettvw.com.
$6:56 left to play in the first half, and Pioneers taking a 35-14 lead. They have yet to punt here as they're being led by Eddie Lee Marburger, who is an exceptional quarterback, and he has definitely made all of the right plays. He had just had a 4-yard touchdown run on a zone read, and Eastview looking to answer back here as seems like they'll need to score at least one more time before half, and there will be a short punt or short kickoff here by Ramos, and a fair catch called for and made by Tyler Wagner. And with 6:56 left to play, the fair catch will move the ball to the 25-yard line for this Eastview Patriot drive to start from.
Well, Eastview definitely got to make the best of these possessions. Down by 3 scores right now, Carl.
Peyton Adams in the shotgun. He has 2 receivers to the left, 2 men in the backfield with him, a single receiver to the right. He gets the handoff to Quentin Jackson. He tried to bounce outside. He was tripped up and only got a yard on the play. And making the stop was Anton Sanchez, and brings up 2nd and 9. Trips to the left, a single receiver to the right. An option play here for Peyton Adams as he decides to take it around his left end, and he gets to the 31-yard line before he is tripped up and brings up third and about 5. I would say that 3rd and 4 is the official length here, but where the marker is, it looks like it's a long 4. "20 seconds on the play clock here. 6:08 left to play on the game clock in the second quarter. 2 receivers on both sides. Quentin Jackson in the backfield, and a play action from Peyton Adams, and it goes off in the hands of Martin, incomplete, as Jacob Martin was pretty much hit as he got his hands on it by Ryan Botheus, and it's incomplete and brings up 4th down, and Quentin Jackson will punt it, and back deep to receive the punt is Tristan Castillo.
Yeah, one thing with Jacob Martin, he's usually really sure-handed, and he has made some exceptional catches throughout the season and really needed to climb the tree to make that catch.
5:58 to play here in the first half. Isaiah Quentin Jackson will take the snap and have a normal punt this time as he sends it away, and Castillo will not be anywhere near it. It takes a lateral roll and then rolls to the 40-yard line for the Patriots before it is downed on the play by Aaron Alaga, and the 40-yard line in their own territory is where Pioneer will start this drive with 5:49 left to play in the first half. They lead at 35-14, and their fans are really getting into it here. 1st and 10 from their own 40. Pioneer in the shotgun. It's Marburger. He has Esparza to his left. Trips to the right, a single receiver to the left. Patriots with 4 down linemen ready to go. A drop back from Marburger and a throw to the right sideline. A turnaround catch made by Joseph Graham Jr., and then he advances the ball across the 40 to the 37-yard line where he's pushed out of bounds. And that'll be a 1st down and into Patriot territory. The Pioneer High School Diamondbacks get to the 37-yard line of Eastview. Marburger in the shotgun. He'll drop back on 1st and 10. Throws to the right side and making the catch as he kept his tiptoes. No, incomplete. It took the official a good moment. I thought he was going to call it caught, and that was Joseph Graham, who looked like he caught the tiptoe, but the official says that he used the turf to make the catch. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 here as the clock stops at 5:37 on the incompletion. Esparza's in the backfield with Marburger. Trips to the left, a single receiver to the right. No time to catch the breath for the receivers as they get back on the line of scrimmage, and Esparza gets the handoff and does not get back to the line of scrimmage. I think they'll maybe say it's a loss of half a yard, and that'll bring up 3rd and 10. The clock still moving at 5:23 left to play in the second quarter. And a little bit slower pace here as Pioneer will talk things over and give a new play to their offense.
Well, Eastview has got to stop this momentum that is just rolling with Sharyland right now.
Diamondbacks have not punted away here. The Patriots blitz and rolling out to the right and then getting a pass completed to J.J. Snyman, who gets it at the 10-yard line, and he is brought down at the 8-yard line by Michael Sedgwick. That's a 1st down on 3rd and 10. And into the red zone go the Diamondbacks. 4:51 left to play. They did not stop the clock to move the chains. 1st and goal from the 8-yard line for Pioneer.
Well, it's amazing what this young man is able to do, Carl. With his feet, he's evading tackles, and he doesn't just take the ball and run. He waits for a receiver to get open.
He fakes the handoff, and then he goes behind his right guard and gets into the end zone on 1st and goal from the 9 for the Pioneer touchdown. 41-14 before the point after attempt with 4:31 left to play in the first half.
And that time was a designed run play for Marburg, and he gets it into the end zone. You got to tip your hat when you're facing a good player, and this kid is exceptional.
Mike Ramos Jr. will kick the point after attempt, send it through the uprights, and good. And Pioneer takes a 42-14 lead. 4:31 left to play in the first half, and Eastview has their work cut out for them as Pioneer offense has shown to be unstoppable. They are 7-0, and obviously that is for a reason. And, let's just go ahead and check out their schedule, as they have a little bit of a weird schedule. They didn't play their first game until October 16th. That was a win against Rowe and McCallum, 49-28. And then they had a bye week where they played Roma on October 30th. They won that one 56-16. Then they were off for almost a month until the 20th when they played MVVMHS, which I won't get into who that might be at the moment, but they won that game 49-35. And then the day before Thanksgiving on the 25th of November, they played Sharyland High School and won 54-41. Then on the 4th of December, they defeated Mercedes 59-40. And then on the 11th of December, they defeated Medina Valley 42-23. And in the that was a playoff game. And then in the area round, they defeated Marble Falls 54-47. So if you're catching the trend here, they know how to put up points on the board. And in this particular case, they are up 42-14. 4:31 left to play in the first half. It'll be Ramos who kicks the way on the field goal, and it'll be taken at the 27-yard line by Wagner, and Wagner's pushed out of bounds near the 45-yard line, near the 35-yard line, and they'll only give him the 34 for this drive to start for the Eastview Patriots at their own 34-yard line. 4:28 left to play in this first half. Settle will line up wide to the left side. Two receivers on the right side. Martin is the fullback for Quentin Jackson, who's in the backfield with Peyton Adams. O'Shear goes in motion, and he'll get the toss forward on what will officially go down as a pass play. He darts behind the left tackle, and gets to the 39-yard line for a solid pickup of about 5 yards on first down. 2nd and 5. Clock still moving at 4:10 left to play in the first half. 42-14. Eastview needs to score here before they head into the locker rooms. A low snap taken by Peyton Adams. He's going to drop back, and he'll just throw this one away as he was under pressure in the backfield. And looking for the intentional grounding are the Pioneer coaches, and I don't think they're going to throw a flag here.
Well, they didn't make it back to the line of scrimmage.
There is a flag, so it probably will be intentional grounding here. Let's see if these officials can sort it out and let us know. Yep. So it's a loss of down on the spot foul, and the ball was thrown away at the 27-yard line. The yard to gain is the Patriot 44. So it's 3rd and long here for Eastview with 3:59 left to play in the second quarter. Quentin Jackson in the backfield, trips to the right, a single receiver to the left. Peyton Adams in the shotgun. Takes the snap, drops back, steps up in the pocket, and then throws out to the flats, and it's caught at the 25, trying to make a move at the 30, and it's Obashai who gets to the 29-yard line, and then a flag comes in.
Yeah,
it would be
a
4th down. Yeah, and I was about to say, I think it was just a mental mistake by one of the Diamondbacks, and this might be an automatic first down. You're right. It is a late hit, and that will move the ball forward 15 yards and be a new set of downs here. So the Patriots catch a break on what would undoubtedly bring out the punting unit. With 3:45 left to play in the second quarter, they breathe new life into this drive.
Now, that's a shot in the arm for the Patriots, which they need right now.
Two receivers on both sides from the right hash mark. Peyton Adams in the shotgun. He'll drop back for a pass. Scans to his left under pressure. He'll step up in the pocket, decide to tuck it and run. And he gets to the 45-yard line, which will go down as a gain of 1 on the quarterback rush. And 2nd and 9 coming up. Patriots at their own 45-yard line, trying to get one more score here. They scored on 2 of their first 3 drives, and they haven't been able to score since, and now they'll go for it on 2nd and 9 and a handoff to Quentin Jackson, who gets across midfield and to the Pioneers' 48-yard line, just shy of the first down, and 3rd and 2 comes up as a sparky run right there from Isaiah Quentin Jackson. We'll make this 3rd and short, under 3 minutes to play until halftime. 2 receivers to the left, single receiver to the right on 3rd and 2. A keeper for Peyton Adams. He gets the first down a little bit more as he is wrestled to the ground at the 39-yard line. And that late hit has certainly helped out the Patriots and given them a little bit of momentum here and a chance to kind of run a 4-minute offense here as they've made it into the Pioneer side of the field at the Diamondbacks' 39-yard line. A low snap taken by Peyton Adams. He'll roll out to the left, throw over to Michael Sedgwick on the left sideline, who gets to the 30-yard line before he hops out of bounds, and they mark him down at the 29, I believe. And that will be close. They do go ahead and give him the first down with 2:35 left to play in the first half. The clock stops. I couldn't quite tell if that was because it moved the chains or if he got out of bounds, and it will officially be because he got out of bounds. Trips to the right, a single receiver to the left, and on a fake blitz, I think the offensive line flinched a little bit, and that will be a false start that backs up Eastview 5 yards. Oh, it is offsides. Oh, wow. Well, I guess that sort of neutral zone infraction and then a flinch led to the offsides, and they move up forward for the Patriots 5 yards. That right side of the defensive line made Eastview jump, but it was an offsides officially, so 1st and 5, and Eastview gets to the 24-yard line of the Diamondbacks. Trips right, single receiver to the left, and Peyton Adams in the shotgun. A zone read, handoff to Quentin Jackson. Quentin Jackson stumbles in the backfield and then is able to bounce outside to the left, and flags come flying in as Quentin Jackson gets to the 22-yard line, and this tends to be in the area of a hold. We'll see what the officials decide to call. Any chance you saw it, Michael? It was a hold.
Yeah, it was a hold.
So they'll replay 2nd down and back up the Patriots 10 yards. Ball moves back to the 34-yard line. Yard to gain is the Pioneer 20. 3 receivers to the right side, a single receiver to the left. Isaiah Quentin Jackson in the backfield. In the shotgun, it's Peyton Adams. Peyton Adams under pressure, rolls out to the left to escape the pocket, and then he just throws this one away. This one does get back to the line of scrimmage and out of play and stops the clock at 2:04 left to play in the second quarter. And it'll be 3rd and 15 for Eastview. I beg your pardon. I guess it's 2nd and 15 again. 2 receivers on both sides here for Peyton Adams. He'll drop back. Steps up in the pocket, and he couldn't quite get it to he did get it to the intended receiver, Tyreek Styles Obashir, and he could not come down with the pass. Incomplete, stops the clock at 1:59 and brings up 3rd down this time. I'm pretty sure it's 4th down, but it's still 3rd down. But we'll go with it here as we're wearing our blue and red up here in the booth. And Peyton Adams will drop back and pass over to the left side. Obashir makes the catch, and they'll say he stayed in bounds as he caught the pass and moves it to the 27-yard line, and this will be 4th and about 8, and Eastview will probably like to go for it here with 1:41 left to play in the first half, and they're going to slow down this play and get the instructions right from the sidelines.
Yeah, I think where they were wrong, Carl, is where they had it the first 2nd and 15. It was actually 1st and 15, and it backed up on the play.
Because it was a 5-yard penalty on the offsides and then a holding on a replay of the down. And I think they said replay 2nd down, and I think this is a free play here for Peyton Adams. And he gets to Michael Sedgwick, and Sedgwick bobbles the catch in the end zone, and a flag did not come in. I thought it was an offsides. There is a flag. I beg your pardon. I was being blocked off by one of the coaching staff of the Pioneer High School coaching staff, and it will be a free play. And instead of a 4th and 5, it is a 4th and 3. or excuse me, 4th and 8. It's a 4th and 3 after the 5-yard penalty. 1:15 left to play. Man, Michael Sedgwick, that was well defended, but he almost came up with a touchdown pass from 32 yards out. Instead, from the 27-yard line, it'll be a zone read and a pass over to the left side. It's caught by Sedgwick. He breaks free from his defender across the 5 into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots. 1:09 left to play in the first half, and the Patriots get on the scoreboard here in the second quarter, and it's 42-20 before the point after attempt, and I think it looks like they will go for the normal point after attempt as Emilio Vargas will line up. The hold will come from Peyton Adams. I saw Peyton Adams out there, and I thought they might go for 2. He gets the hold down, and Vargas sends it through the uprights, and good. 1:09 left to play, and it's 42-21. Pioneer leads Eastview here in the second quarter. We'll be back with more regional semifinals on SHN Sports.
Georgetown Jewelry has been Georgetown's local jeweler since 2013 and the go-to full-service jewelry store in Williamson County. Wedding jewelry, gold and silver, gifts, appraisals, and repairs are all specialties of Georgetown Jewelry. Experience their one-of-a-kind customer service and clean showroom with a great variety of estate jewelry, fine jewelry, watches, and many silver items. Come by and visit or check out GeorgetownJewelry.com. Located at 3010 Williams Drive, we're open 10 to 6 every day except Sunday.
1:09 left here in the second quarter, and Eastview gets on the board for the first time in the second quarter on a 27-yard touchdown pass from Peyton Adams to Michael Sedgwick, and Sedgwick gets the touchdown, and Pioneer will have 1:09 with the football most likely, and it looks like potentially the Diamondbacks are looking for an onside kick here from Eastview. Now they'll go to a normal formation as Eastview gets lined up in their typical kickoff formation. Vargas takes the 5-yard charge and sends this one end over end, high and short, taken at the 24-yard line and looking to make a man miss and not going to make it happen at the 25. Is the returner, and that one was Joseph Graham Jr. He was hit at the 25-yard line, and that's where this drive will start for Eddie Lee Marburger and the Diamondbacks offense with 1:03 left to play until halftime.
Well, the good thing about that last drive, Carl, it chewed up about 5 minutes off the clock, and that's 5 minutes that Marburger's not on the field.
Now the Patriot defense just needs to hold off Pioneer for 1:03. Trips to the right, a single receiver on the left side. Esparza in the backfield, and then a false start should be called here against Pioneer. False start is the call, and that'll back him up 5 yards. So 1st and 15 now. Ball on the 20-yard line. Pioneer in their own territory. 3 receivers on the right side, single receiver on the left. Esparza in the backfield. Marburger will roll out to the right. And he's going to try and tuck it and run. Gets across the 20, and then he is brought down from behind. The tackle made by the Patriots, Seth Kirkland. And it was a gain of about 6 back to the original line of scrimmage plus a yard, and they're going to tempo here and not elect to use a timeout with 41 seconds left to play in the first half. 5 wide for Marburger on 2nd and 9. He's going to decide to make it a draw play and run up the middle, and he gets the first down and a little bit more to the 39-yard line, still in Pioneer territory, and a timeout. They're the first of the game for Pioneer, so they have 2 left. Eastview has all 3 of theirs. 32 seconds left, and we'll keep it right here as Eastview is really looking to just get one more stop, get into the locker rooms, and try and figure out how they can come back from down 21 at halftime. Better yet, get some kind of pick 6, but it seems like the defense is just going to need to hold on for a little bit more. I know they're probably gassed with how much they've been out on the field this evening.
Well, you got to look for an opportunity to be able to break the rhythm of this young quarterback. I mean, he is just dynamic, and we're seeing that tonight. You got to be able to break that rhythm and get him off of his game. Unfortunately, he has just exposed the weaknesses in the Patriot defense and has taken every opportunity that he can to put the ball in the end zone.
Out of the timeout, 32 ticks left until halftime. Trips to the right, 2 receivers to the left, and an empty backfield for Eddie Lee Marburger. And I think
Eastview calls timeout.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think Eastview called a timeout here. And
the referee was pointing the other direction, but then he turns around and goes the opposite.
I was a little bit thrown off by that. And, yeah, the game of chess continues here as Eastview didn't like the look of that setup from the 5 wide, I suppose, and they'll take their own timeout. Take a moment here just to say what a really nice stadium, Buccaneer Stadium here in Corpus Christi is. Just off to the left, we can see sort of the shifting rainbow light bridge in Corpus Christi. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that heads over to South Padre. I don't really know. I have only been to Corpus Christi a few times in my life. I understand this is your first time, Michael.
It's my first time.
But
so.
what a nice stadium this is. They have a huge jumbotron, and, man, this is definitely a playoff location. About a 3.5-hour, almost 4-hour drive here from Georgetown, Texas. And out of the timeout, it's 5 wide again for Marburger. He escapes pressure and rolls out to the right and decides to pass it. It's completed across midfield to Esparza, who came out of the backfield. And then it looks like a late hit will be called on Logan Williams. That'll probably tack on to the end of this catch. And we'll see what the official call is, but it might be a horse collar as well. So it's one of the two.
Well, it's unfortunate. I mean, that's what an exceptional team can do. It can get you frustrated. It gets you off your game, and you do something that was just well out of bounds and uncalled for. Now you're making those self-inflicted wounds, which you've been so good about over the last half of the season of not making. And so just a little frustration playing in there, and just you got to get ready for halftime and make these adjustments and come back and take it to them.
3 receivers on the right side, and clearing out of the backfield is Esparza on 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line, and Marburger goes through the trenches on deciding to tuck it run, and then a timeout is called by Pioneer. That's their second after a quick 4-yard gain with 18 seconds left here. Only 1 timeout left. Let's see what the Diamondbacks select to do, because they're in a good situation down-wise, and I would imagine they would probably want to just start running some out routes and stop that clock without needing to burn their final timeout unless absolutely necessary.
Right. Well, you've seen he's able to throw it all over the field. He's throwing the quick outs. He's throwing it across the middle on slant routes, and they've had success throughout this first half, and unfortunately we don't have the statistics with us right now, but it'd be interesting to see how well he's done in passing so far in this first half.
2nd and 7, ball on the Patriot 29-yard line. Marburger in the shotgun. He'll drop back for a pass. He has time to throw, and now he'll just try and scramble out of the pocket, and he ducks across the 30-yard line. He gets back to that 29, and I think using their last timeout will be Pioneer to stop the clock at 8 seconds. They will go ahead and use their final timeout. So, just a couple shots to the end zone, I guess, here, and hope that the full 8 seconds don't come off here before, and that's probably going to be what they do.
Well, Eastview is dialing up the pressure, so it's going to force him to do something quickly. You're going to have to look at, if he's going to try to hit, he's going to have to hit the sides and try to get out of bounds, or make that one deep strike across the middle. But trying to do it with his feet right now is going to he doesn't have enough time on the clock unless it's a designed run play.
Well, I assume that it'll either be one quick out to stop the clock and get a little bit closer to the end zone, or perhaps an attempt at getting 2 quick shots, because it is 3rd down, 3rd and 7. The ball's on the 29-yard line, 8 seconds left in the first half. Pioneer leads at 42-21. Diamondbacks on the Eastview side of the field. 3 receivers on the right side, 2 receivers on the other. And a drop back here for Marburger. He's under pressure, and a quick throw out to Castillo, who drops the pass, and the incompletion stops the clock at 4 seconds left in the quarter. And now they make the shot for the end zone. Nothing else you can really do.
No, and that was an uncommon incompletion that we've seen on this receiving corps so far tonight. They've been impressive in this first half. And Eastview great at making adjustments in after the half. Coach Feacock and his staff do a great job of communicating what they need these guys to do.
5 wide here on the final play of the first half. Marburger under pressure, and he's just going to sling this one into the end zone, and it's incomplete, just off of the hands of the intended receiver, thrown into double coverage, and a strike delivered right to Tristan Castillo. And back-to-back drop passes by Tristan Castillo is how the half ends, and the clock ending is how you stop Marburger so far in this ball game, as he's been so impressive that that's the only thing that has really stopped him so far. And at the half, it's Pioneer 42, Eastview 21.
Well, with that one, Carl, you think about it, they've not punted the ball at all in the first half, and that would have been their first turnover on downs on that play right there.
Yeah, exactly. And who knows what the situation would have been if they had more time. But either way, that is just the really crazy way that this half ends. And Pioneer, as you mentioned, does not need to punt as they head into the locker rooms. Eastview has their work cut out for them. The Diamondbacks did defer, so they will receive to start off the second half, and Eastview will have to try and make a 21-point comeback here, as that's how much they are down at the half. Before we send it to a break, any other thoughts here on the how the first 24 minutes of play went, Michael?
Oh, it's just staggering, the offense that we've seen here. Who would have thought that would see 63 points scored in the first half alone, right? A lot of excitement going on here, offensive firepower, both squads. Right now, Pioneer just has that edge, and we had heard stories about Marburger coming into this game tonight, and he has definitely proven those stories to be true.
Well, dual threat quarterback, and he looks like he'll be going to UTSA as a commit, and I had to look that one up because you have to know that this guy is that impressive, and I was curious, and man, he maybe goes on a little bit more of a playoff run. Hopefully not. I could see Eastview making a comeback, but he might get some bigger schools looking at him, as on the season, Marburger is a senior, so who knows, maybe if he had a senior year, his junior year could be a little bit different in who's recruiting him, but looks like the Roadrunners got themselves a good one, and we will go ahead and take a break here on SHN Sports. It's the regional semifinal live from Buccaneer Stadium. At the half, Pioneer leads Eastview 42-21.
At our bank, we believe in doing the right things for the right reasons. For our families, our communities, our future, just like you do. We believe the right thing is more than just a handshake or a promise. It's a relationship guided by honesty and integrity. How can our bank help you?
Thank you for calling our bank. This is Jenny. How can I help you?
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Many of us yearn for the glory of the field, to quarterback our team to victory, to catch the game-winning touchdown. But sadly, playing football is hard. What's not hard is getting a great deal on a Chevrolet from Don Hewlett. It's okay, fella. Everyone's a winner at Don Hewlett, but you still stink at football. Find new roads in Georgetown and at DonHewlett.com. Don Hewlett, Texas True.
Hotworks is a 24-hour infrared fitness studio. We offer virtual instructors in the private sauna and 3D training. That's the heat, the infrared, and the workout. There's 10 different workouts that you can choose from.
You can burn more calories in here and sweat more in here in an hour than if you spent 3 hours in a gym.
So come in, bring a friend, and try a Hotworks workout.
Georgetown Jewelry has been Georgetown's local jeweler since 2013 and the go-to full-service jewelry store in Williamson County. Wedding jewelry, gold and silver, gifts, appraisals, and repairs are all specialties of Georgetown Jewelry. Experience their one-of-a-kind customer service and clean showroom.
Hey, it's Chip from Hewlett Volkswagen. It's that time of year for fall, football, and family. And our family has been making it easy on your family for almost 20 years, like with our new Express online shopping tool, where you can find the perfect Volkswagen fit for your life and budget. This month, save $3,600 on a new 2020 Jetta S. You can drive away in a brand new Volkswagen for under $20,000. We have a lot to choose from. Hewlett Volkswagen, off I-35 in Westinghouse, or see for yourself at hewlettvw.com.
You're ready for the future?
And the future is full of possibilities.
Because your dream home
is right around the corner.
If you're ready for the next step,
or 2,
or 3,
we can help. At our bank, we're ready to help you open doors to your future.
Our mortgage team is here and ready to begin your next step.
Doing the right things for the right reasons.
Welcome to our bank.
You belong here.
Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Meet Josh.
Hi, everybody.
Josh is a high school basketball player, solid shooter, great teammate.
Hey, don't forget my tenacious D.
And he's my son.
Oh.
So, what does Josh do to be the best basketball player he can be?
I play tennis.
Studies show that student athletes here in Texas who play more than one high school sport are more likely to excel. Tennis does more than improve Josh's conditioning. It gives him a fresh competitive outlet, reduces the risk of injury by cross-training, and introduces him to different coaching techniques and new friends.
Don't get me wrong, hoops are my first love. Tennis just gives me a little break.
So when the new season begins, Josh isn't burned out on basketball. He's eager to play, and you can see the difference in his game.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Welcome back to Buccaneer Stadium, where your Eastview Patriots are trailing 21-42 to the Sherilyn Pioneer Diamondbacks. And what an exposition that we've seen here in the first half with Marburger, the quarterback for the Diamondbacks. Exceptional passer, exceptional gifted runner. He is a talent. But, on the other side of the coin, we've had some good positives from this Eastview Patriot offense with Isaiah Quentin Jackson breaking for a 40-yard touchdown run there in the first quarter. A touchdown strike to Michael Sedgwick, and Peyton Adams having success through the air. Sherilyn's done a great job so far of bringing pressure on the Eastview passing game, and Peyton Adams doing a good job to elude that pressure, making good decisions about getting rid of the ball and not taking sacks. Just an outstanding effort by Peyton Adams several times from that pressure from the Diamondbacks. But Eastview doing a great job in taking care of some of those. Unfortunately, you're playing a quarterback that sees the field well, makes smart decisions, drawing the defense to him, opening up receivers, and right before he passes the line of scrimmage, he's getting the ball off to those receivers, playing really heads-up football, and making things happen. Just an outstanding player. As we know that Coach Feacock has done a great job all season long with halftime adjustments. And, the players have done a great job of buying into that, and we look for them to come out and make those adjustments and climb back into this ball game. Being down has not been unfamiliar to the Patriots throughout the season. We started off versus Killeen and Harker Heights and those two 6A programs and got down and behind in those, but never dead lit up. We got behind against Rouse, and Eastview climbed back into that and gave themselves an opportunity to win it at the very end. Did the very same things against Brenham. Brenham got up ahead, and Eastview clawed back in it and gave themselves an opportunity to win it. So it's not unfamiliar territory, and we're looking forward to the adjustments that Eastview can come out and make, what the coaches saw in the first half, and can make those adjustments to try to contain Marburg. You're not going to completely be able to stop him. You just got to control as much of the damage that he can throw at you, especially with him coming back out and getting the ball back to start the second half. So we're going to take a moment here, and we're going to pause from the game. There's about 14 minutes left, and Carl and I will be back with y'all shortly. So we look forward to hearing from you in just a little while, and we'll start streaming the broadcast again soon. So we'll be back in just a while. Thank you for listening to Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports.
Halftime here at Buccaneers Stadium in Corpus Christi, Texas. I'm Carl Schoening along with Michael Francis. And Michael, you've been along the ride this entire season, and just how impressive has Coach Feacock and his staff and the players been to get to this point and here in the regional semifinal not have any cancellations?
I mean, it's an outstanding program, and Coach Peacock came in from Sam Saba his first year last year, and into his second season, and obviously a COVID-affected season, but his players have bought into his philosophy, and they're very coachable, very teachable. His coaching staff has bought in with him, and the players have just continued to be impressive and improve as they've gone on throughout the season. As I was mentioning just a little while ago, they started out against two very good 6A programs in Killeen and Harker Heights, and were able to hold their own into that and really establish them for a good district schedule run. Impressive week in and week out, not having games that were postponed by COVID, and just able to continually improve week in and week out in their practices, and it's got them to this point tonight. They're playing in a regional semifinal game. If they can take care of business here in the second half and climb back up and take the lead in this and win it, they'll be facing Liberty Hill, which is close to home. So most likely that game would probably be played at Kelly Reeves, maybe Gupton or Bible, one of those two. But you got a long way to go here. We got a whole other half of football, and Coach Peacock has done a great job throughout the season, making adjustments at halftime. It's, as I mentioned earlier, being down is not unfamiliar to the Patriots. We've been down in several games, and the Patriots have always managed to come back, giving themselves opportunities to win. Versus Rouse, versus Brenham, take away a couple of mistakes, as I have mentioned numerous times. They could very easily have been district champions. Outstanding effort by and maturation by Peyton Adams, coming in from a wide receiver last season to being the established quarterback for Eastview. In the first scrimmage of the season, first game of the season, Tanner Ballou, a senior, was given the opportunity, really struggled to get things going. They brought Peyton Adams in the second half, and he has just not let up ever since, and has done a phenomenal job at the helm for the Eastview Patriots. He's got good, skilled players around him. Isaiah Quentin Jackson. Early on in the season, you had Tyler Huerta that was also getting opportunities to run the ball. And Marion Brooks, those guys just pound the rock in and out. They're hard charging runners. They're very quick with their feet. They have a good field of vision. So he has that good support. And then you got the wide receiving core. You've had Charles Ross and Michael Sedgwick throughout the season. You've had Jerry Barone that have been good targets. Emilio Vargas, Jacob Martin. He's done a great job and had a great cast of players to be able to spread the ball all over the field. And they, nobody's been a selfish player. It's been the next man up. If somebody got down and injured, and that's something else that we saw throughout the first part of the season. You had a lot of injuries that were taking place, so he was always having to put the next man up and into that position. And to a man, they got in there and they did their job defensively. Golly, what can you say about Thomas Thornburg? An outstanding linebacker in his position. Isaiah Quentin Jackson also at the linebacker position. And you got the defensive front that has just been tremendous. Justin Nizer has just been Alejandro Perez. And, you've got Cade Elkins. We've seen tonight. Tyler Wagner. Just phenomenal guys. Logan Williams, guys that are ball hawks. They move quickly to the ball. They do outstanding jobs of getting there and closing down running lanes. You're just facing an anomaly tonight in Eddie Lee Marburger, that he just sees the field well. It's amazing how he's able to evade tackles and open up his own running lanes a lot of times, just by the way he moves. And he's able to get rid of the ball extremely quickly. He's extremely accurate. Even with that 4th and 7 that we saw here right at the half, the ball was to the receiver, and he had the opportunity. He just was unable to make the catch. Just an outstanding Eastview Patriot football team, and they can hold their heads up high no matter the outcome of the game tonight. They've played an outstanding season of football, and we hope to see it continue. No longer are you going to be the little brother to Georgetown across the way. You've gone deep into the playoffs. You're still playing right now while Georgetown's sitting at home. And so, no longer little brother.
Yeah, it's been a bit of an uphill battle for Eastview because when the second school in Georgetown did open, I think there was a little bit of pushback, and honestly, they've been a really great organization, program to work with, whether it be basketball, baseball, softball, volleyball, and obviously here in football, you and Travis have done a great job all season. We do regret that we cannot bring you the video broadcast of tonight's game. A few of you have been asking on the chat, and when it comes to football in the playoffs, first right of refusal are given to the video rights holders, that is NFHS and Fox Sports Southwest. So we have to bring you audio-only broadcast, but we've really enjoyed bringing you the video streams during the regular season and when we could here in the playoffs. Last week against Alamo Heights, that was a fun ball game as Eastview jumped out and never let up, and it gets tougher every step here, and as we're about 5 minutes away from the start of the second half, 4:22 to be exact, left on the clock here at Buccaneers Stadium. I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in and sticking with us and listening to what a 21-point comeback might sound like. I'm excited to see what adjustments have been made at halftime. The players are over there getting conversation as both teams are outside, no locker room facilities here, I guess. I don't believe, at least at Buccaneers Stadium, at least that the teams have access to. We are all right outside of a high school here in Corpus Christi, and about a mile away from the beach.
Right.
And just, exciting to have this kind of opportunity to broadcast these games. And Eastview, we obviously made sure that when SHN started, we got on Eastview as well. It wasn't just going to be Georgetown High School, and it's really been enjoyable to follow this program in the 5 years that we've been broadcasting their games. And as the Patriots march back out onto the field, they have a little bit of pep in their step. I think they're ready to play another 24 minutes of football. And what a fast pace this first half was, because it didn't seem like either team took they took no huddle quite literally most of the time. And if they got under 20 seconds on the play count, it was rare.
Yeah, both teams moved the ball extremely quickly, trying to keep up with the tempo offensive schemes that we've seen most of the first half. So it'll be interesting to see if they continue to do that in the second half. Sometimes you see a little settling in, but that is just a question of whether or not that'll continue, because it does gas you out. Both your offensive squads and your defensive squads get gassed just continually going. But that's where conditioning plays in, right? And so if you're extremely well conditioned and that's what you're accustomed to, then you can probably expect to continue to see that.
Absolutely. Well, we'll take one more break, and in about 2 minutes we will have kickoff of the second half here on SHN Sports from Buccaneers Stadium. It is the regional semifinal between Pioneer and Eastview. Second half when we come back here on SHN Sports YouTube channel.
Georgetown Jewelry has been Georgetown's local jeweler since 2013 and the go-to full-service jewelry store in Williamson County. Wedding jewelry, gold and silver, gifts, appraisals, and repairs are all specialties of Georgetown Jewelry. Experience their one-of-a-kind customer service and clean showroom with a great variety of estate jewelry, fine jewelry, watches, and many silver items. Come by and visit or check out GeorgetownJewelry.com. Located at 3010 Williams Drive, we're open 10 to 6 every day except Sundays.
HotWorks is a 24-hour infrared fitness studio. We offer virtual instructors in the private sauna and 3D training. That's the heat, the infrared, and the workout. There's 10 different workouts that you can choose from.
You can burn more calories in here and sweat more in here in an hour than if you spent 3 hours in a gym.
So come in, bring a friend, and try a HotWorks workout.
Well, about 15 seconds until the start of the second half. The coin toss was won by Pioneer. They elected to defer to the second half, so they will receive the kickoff here to get things rolling in the final 24 minutes of regulation. And Eastview, trailing by 21, will try and get a stop. And we're not going to sugarcoat it. It would be potentially the first stop of the game, as with the exception of the final possession where they had under 2 minutes to play in the half. Pioneer Diamondbacks have scored on every possession they've gotten the football. Eddie Lee Marburger, definitely a name to remember, as he'll be heading to UTSA next year. The Roadrunners look to be getting a good dual-threat quarterback, and Eastview looking to dig in, come back from down 3 scores. 3 men back deep to receive this Emilio Vargas kick. He'll put it right on the center marker at the 40-yard line and secure the ball on the tee. Ready his teammates as they huddle and break along the 35-yard line. A 5-yard charge here for Vargas. His team in a 3-point stance, taking a knee before they get ready to go here. Vargas readies them and takes the 5-yard charge. It's high and short, kind of an onside kick, and it's taken by the Patriots. Let's see if they stayed in bounds, and I believe Eastview might have gotten that, and I did not see them point in any direction. It looked like that was caught by the Patriots, but did it get caught by the Patriots? Michael, did you see what happened right there?
Yeah, it looked like Michael Sedgwick caught it.
And it will be Pioneer football, but man, that was, I guess they kicked it out. I don't know. That
he must have recovered it out of bounds,
I suppose. Oh my goodness, a smart play by Eastview for the start of the second half, and I guess something went wrong, and we couldn't quite catch what it was. And 1st and 10, Pioneer at their own 49-yard line, 5 wide for Marburger. He throws it out to the left side. It's caught at the 40 and getting across the 35. And rolling for a few yards extra is J.J. Snyman. He gets the first down and more into Patriot territory. And what I thought would have been a very big momentum play for Eastview turns out to be great starting field position for Pioneer. They have trips to the right, 2 receivers to the left. 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line, and it's a draw play for Marburger. He goes through the B gap and gets across the middle of the field to the 10 into the end zone, touchdown, and that's a 33-yard touchdown run. And a 51-yard touchdown drive, as that drive essentially started at the 49-yard line in Pioneer territory, and 11:33 left to play in the third quarter. And unfortunately, Eastview's what would have been big momentum trick leads to a great field positioning and a touchdown in less than 30 seconds for the Pioneers, or for Pioneer Diamondbacks. And then Mike Ramos Jr.'s kick for the extra point is good, 49-21, and just a deflating opening 27 seconds of the second half for Eastview there.
Yeah, that was a quick strike, and again, he's flashing with his legs right there. He breaks through the front line and able to get to the second level, and one hand got on his shoulder pads, and that was it. The rest of it, he took it to the house.
So now with 11:33 left to play, the Diamondbacks already ready to kick things off for the Patriots, who are trying to get their first offensive possession going here in the second half.
You can't really point to anything where you say that the Patriots are playing poorly. They're just facing a very good quarterback.
Oh, Eddie Lee Marburger has thrown in double coverage in a tight window, and it's been on his receivers if they haven't caught the ball, because I can't say that he's done anything really wrong in the passing game. It's been rare to see incompletions and not on his end. Mike Ramos will send this one high and short. A fair catch called for and made by Tanner Ballou, and flags come in after the play. I missed that, but it looked like Logan Williams kind of got in the face of some Pioneer Diamondbacks, and I think that'll be a flag on Eastview. Did you happen to catch that, Michael?
I did not. Because I was looking at Kate Elkins at the time and missed it.
All I saw was just sort of a crowd around Logan Williams, and let's see what the referee says. He's getting word, and Tom Lee, the Pioneer head coach, is giving his 2 cents about the matter. So it is a personal foul and half the distance to the goal. First down for Eastview. The ball moved back to the Patriots' own, I believe, 14-yard line. Might be the 13. It will be the 13. So first and 10 from the 13. Peyton Adams in the shotgun. Here's Quentin Jackson to his right. Martin moves over as a fullback in the backfield, and a toss to Quentin Jackson, and he'll try to follow his blocks, breaks across the trenches, gets to the 15-yard line, might have gotten the 16 where forward progress is marked before the tackle is made by Mike Ramos Jr., and Quentin Jackson was hoping for a late hit or something along those lines.
He was thrown down out of bounds, well out of bounds, and the referee sitting there watching it, and he did not even make a move to call a flag.
11 minutes straight up to play in the second quarter. Peyton Adams will fake the handoff and then give it to Obashire, and Obashire will turn back up the middle of the field and gain a couple yards towards the 20, and I think that'll move the ball from the 16 to the 19, gain of 3, and bring up third and about 4. Under center is Peyton Adams. He has Quentin Jackson as the tailback, and he hands it to Quentin Jackson on a stretch play far to the left side. He's looking to turn the corner, and he can't, as he was contained well by the Pioneer defense and pushed out of bounds. He might have gotten a yard, but he did not get the yard to gain, and I believe this will be an Eastview 3 and out, and the punting unit comes out as jogging out to receive this punt is Tristan Castillo. Clock stopped at 10:27 on the run out of bounds here in the third quarter. Play clock down to 10 seconds here as finally ready for the snap are the Patriots. Isaiah Quentin Jackson takes 2 steps into this punt, and it bounces at the 45, takes a Patriot roll across midfield, and it'll be surrounded by a few Patriots and downed at the 46-yard line by Jacob Martin. So starting at their own 46 this time around are the Pioneer Diamondbacks. They had a 49-yard touchdown drive to start off this half and scored in 27 seconds here at 10:16 left to play in the third quarter. They get the ball at their own 46, and Eddie Lee Marburger comes out onto the field with a 49-21 lead. They have 4 receivers lined up on the left side, single receiver on the right, and a man in the backfield. I think perhaps they have a little bit of a different look here as Marburger will have a draw, bounce around his B-gap on the right side, get across midfield, and get to the 47-yard line for a pickup of about 7 yards into Eastview territory. And Thomas Thornburg made the stop. Second and 3 ball at the Eastview 47-yard line. Trips left, single receiver to the right. Esparza in the backfield, and Esparza gets the handoff. He spins after being hit at the line of scrimmage and might have gotten another yard thanks to a tackle made by Eastview. Instead, I think they mark forward progress back at the line of scrimmage instead, and the tackle was made by Justin Nizer. Brings up third down, 3rd and 3 from the Patriot 47-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. 2 men in the backfield with Marburger, zone read, and whistles blow this play dead. A false start will be called on Pioneer. That'll back him up 5 yards, and that's a good break there for the Eastview defense, as this makes this third down conversion a little harder as they're backed up into their own territory. Pioneer now at their own 49-yard line. 9:12 left to play in the third quarter here at Buccaneer Stadium. 2 receivers on both sides. Esparza in the backfield. In the shotgun, it's Marburger. Marburger takes a step back, and now he'll drop back as he gets the snap. He's under pressure, throws it across the middle. It's completed to Castillo for the first down across the 40 and to the 37-yard line. That moves the chain and stops the clocks at 8:51 left to play in the third quarter. And just when he thought you maybe had Marburger, he delivers a strike right into the heart of his receiver. And now on 1st and 10 to pass out to the right side, it is caught by Joseph Graham Jr., and he trots out of bounds, but a false start before that play, and that'll back up Pioneer 5 yards and negate that reception. Stops the clock at 8:39 here in the third. Receivers will move around here with 18 seconds on the play clock as they get instructions from the sideline. 5 wide here for Marburger. 3 receivers on the left side, 2 on the right. 1st and 15. They're at their Eastview 42-yard line, and under pressure, a quick roll out to the right, and then a throwaway pass from Marburger to make sure that he isn't sacked, and that's just a heads-up play. He knew that Eastview had gotten the jump through the trenches, and didn't seem like it was really even a setup for a screen there, and just good defensive pressure from Eastview.
Yeah, well, it's the first time that we've seen him throw a ball away tonight. So great pressure by the Eastview defense.
Eastview looks like they're showing a blitz here on 2nd and 15. A drop back for Marburger. He has a little bit of time to throw, and then he's pressuring, and then it throws an interception, almost bobbling it, and then unable to come up with it for the Patriots was Cade Elkins, and that brings up 3rd down. And Elkins looked like he had it, and then it just kind of came out of his chest pads and hit the turf. 8:08 left to play in the third after the incompletion. And I think there's an injured player on the field for Eastview. He hops back up, but under a little bit of pressure is Tyler Wagner.
Yeah, it looked like he might have a stinger in his neck.
49-21 your score. Pioneer leads Eastview. 8:08 left to play in the third quarter. Pioneer on a drive, but they have a 3rd and 15 they need to convert. They're at their own 42-yard line, and Wagner looks like he will be able to walk off under his own power, just wincing a little bit. You said maybe it was a stinger. I'm not really able to speculate myself up here, but he'll go ahead and sit this next play out at least, and clock picks back up. 8:05 left to play in the third quarter, and it's ticking. 3rd and 15. Esparza in the backfield. In the shotgun, it's Marburger. 2 receivers on either side from the right hash mark. 3rd and 15, a blitz being shown by Eastview. Looks like they're coming. And now Marburger drops back under pressure, throws it over to the left side, overthrows his intended receiver. A rare overthrow to Mike Ramos Jr., and that brings up 4th down. And for the first time this evening, we will see the punting unit for Pioneer, I believe, with the clock stopped at 7:45 in the third quarter.
Well, Marburger's still out there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's no quitting him. It's either going to be a turnover on downs or a first down, I suppose. 4th and 15 at the 42-yard line of Eastview territory. Now Marburger will step back for what is usually a pooch punt kind of formation. He's at midfield, and he'll roll out to the left. It looks like he'll still throw it. A pass over to the left side is a dart that's delivered and caught at the 30-yard line. Trying to escape a couple defenders, moving laterally towards the hash marks, getting free across the 30 to the 25-yard line. The catch made by Joseph Graham Jr. is a first down, and a little bit more to the 23-yard line for the Pioneers.
Yeah, he made that happen on his own right there. Eastview had him.
7:24 left to play in this third quarter, and a new set of downs on a 4th down conversion by Pioneer. Trips to the left, single receiver to the right. 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. Marburger lobs one up for the end zone and just overthrows his intended receiver on the play, and unable to come down with that one was J.J. Snyman, and an incompletion stops the clock at 7:12 left to play in the third quarter, and 2nd and 10 from the 23 is the next play. Wagner is back in the game for Eastview, as he is the safety that'll be moving up a little bit in front of the sticks. Dropping back is Marburger on 2nd and 10. He'll throw it down the right sideline. Same play, different result, as this one is caught by J.J. Snyman, and he's in for a 23-yard touchdown. 7:07 left to play, and 6 more on the scoreboard for Pioneer. Just a go route on the sidelines, and that one will put Pioneer up 55-21 for the time being before the point-after attempt by Mike Ramos Jr. No more of those fake two-point conversion lineups from Pioneer, and then the point-after attempt is through the uprights and good, and with 7:07 left to play in the third quarter, Pioneer leads at 56-21. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports from Buccaneer Stadium.
Many of us yearn for the glory of the field, to quarterback our team to victory, to catch the game-winning touchdown. But sadly, playing football is hard. What's not hard is getting a great deal on a Chevrolet from Don Hewlett. It's okay, fella. Everyone's a winner at Don Hewlett, but you still stink at football. Find new roads in Georgetown and at donhewlett.com.
7:07 left to play in the third quarter. I'm Carl Schoening along with Michael Francis, and it's 56-21. Pioneer leads Eastview. Michael Sedgwick and Isaiah Quinton Jackson are back deep to receive it around the 10-yard line. Mike Ramos Jr., who's been doing the kickoffs, has more or less kept it away from them since Michael Sedgwick had a great return, and Isaiah Quinton Jackson's had a couple explosive plays for touchdowns, and Ramos will send this one short, and it'll be bounce past Wagner and then go out of bounds. Flags fly in for the illegal procedure, and I think Eastview will take the penalty yardage. No need to re-kick here. You know, we don't need every ref to throw every flag, but that was the case here.
Right.
So Eastview will start at the 30-yard line in their own territory. It was supposed to be a
35, right? Didn't it start at 35?
It will start at the 33. And, you know, that's weird because it started at the 32, and that happened earlier on an Eastview illegal procedure. So 1st and 10 from the 33. Peyton Adams will fake the handoff to Isaiah Quinton Jackson and then lobs it to Jacob Martin. And Martin makes the catch and gets to the 42-yard line for a quick pickup of about 6 yards on first down. Two receivers to the right, 2 men in the backfield. In the shotgun, it's Peyton Adams. He kind of bobbled the snap, but still was able to get the handoff to Isaiah Quinton Jackson, who ran up the middle and got to the 41-yard line for a quick pickup of 3 yards and makes this a third and short. 6:30 left to play in the third quarter. A blitz being shown by Pioneer. It's a direct snap and a run play for the quarterback, Peyton Adams, who got to the line to gain the 45. They moved the chains. He's a little slow getting up, and then Peyton Adams bounces back up after getting the first down for his team. He picks up the necessary 3 yards and ended up getting 4. 1st and 10. Patriots at their own 45-yard line. Isaiah Quinn Jackson in the backfield on his own read. He gets the handoff, bounces outside to the left tackle, and follows him across midfield to the 49-yard line of the Pioneer side of the field. And 5:54 left to play in the third quarter, and Eastview is finding a little bit of momentum, trying to get back in this ball game. 56-21 your score right now. Same formation with 2 men in the backfield. A low snap taken by Peyton Adams, and he hands it off to Isaiah Quinton Jackson, who gets the first down across the 45-yard line, and they move the chains, the new line of scrimmage at the 44, and Eastview keeps marching down in Pioneer territory. Guillermo Guerrero is the one who made the tackle after the first down was picked up, and now Obasher goes in motion, and then a quick pass out to the right side, caught by Michael Sedgwick. He breaks the tackle, gets across the 40, on the left side, on across the 35 to the 30, and he is out of bounds at around the 25-yard line. That moves the chains, a first down, and Michael Sedgwick getting in on the action here on this drive for the Eastview Patriots moves the ball to the 27-yard line where the new set of downs will happen for the Patriots. Another handoff to Isaiah Quinton Jackson from Peyton Adams, and he gets 2 yards as he bounces out to the left tackle and gets to the 25-yard line. .450 left to play in the third quarter. Eastview working on a methodical drive. 2 receivers to the right, a single receiver to the left, and a blocker on the right end side, and a lob to that right end. That was Jacob Martin, and Martin makes the catch from Peyton Adams at the 23-yard line is where he stumbles, and only a pickup of a couple because the line of scrimmage is at the 25. He gets to the 23-yard line and brings up a 3rd and 6 situation for Eastview. Peyton Adams in the shotgun. 3rd and 6 from the Pioneer 23-yard line. They're closing all the gaps and look like they're bringing a blitz. It's a play action and a pass intended to the right side. Flags come in. Being held up was Tanner Ballou, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty or maybe a pass interference and a 15-yard penalty, but it looks like it was a hold. We'll see what they decide to call here, as that could go either way, be either 3rd and 1 or pass interference is called, so that'll be an automatic first down and a 15-yard penalty that moves the ball forward for the Eastview Patriots. 4:07 left to play in the third, and the ball moved inside to the red zone at the 17-yard line. Jacob Martin is the fullback in the block for Isaiah Quinton Jackson. In the shotgun, it's Peyton Adams, and he fakes 2 handoffs and will get sacked in the backfield, and making the sack for the Diamondbacks is big old 91 up front, and that is Trevor Huddleston. He makes his first tackle of the evening, the junior, with the sack. .340 left to play in this third quarter. Eastview had gotten into the red zone. Now they're back to the Pioneer 21-yard line. In the shotgun is Peyton Adams on a play action. He's under pressure, and he'll roll out to the left, completes the pass to Jacob Martin. But Martin was behind the line of scrimmage when he caught the ball, and he got swarmed up on and will actually lose a yard to about the 22-yard line. That keeps the clock running at 3:10 left to play in this third quarter. Three receivers on the right side, a single receiver on the left. 3rd and 17 here, ball on the 22-yard line. Peyton Adams will drop back for a pass, lobs it up for the end zone, looking for his receiver. It's caught in the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Coming down with the touchdown, Michael Sedgwick, and the 22-yard bomb dropped by Peyton Adams goes for the touchdown, and on a needed 3rd and 17. Eastview just goes ahead and scores the touchdown, Michael.
Yep, that's what we needed right there. You got to make this climb. It ain't over yet, right?
Absolutely not. And now the point after attempt by Emilio Vargas. We'll send this one through the uprights, and good. So 2:51 left to play in the third quarter. Eastview gets the score on a 22-yard touchdown run, and Pioneers' lead is cut into. It's 56-28. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
You're ready for the future?
And the future is full of possibilities.
Because your dream home
is right around the corner.
If you're ready for the next step,
or 2,
or 3,
we can help. At our bank, we're ready to help you open doors to your future.
Our mortgage team is here and ready to begin your next step.
Doing the right things for the right reasons.
Welcome to our bank.
You belong here.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Don't miss the 5A and 6A UIL Football State Championships this January. For more information, visit uiltexas.org.
Back here at Buccaneer Stadium, Corpus Christi, Texas, it's the regional semifinal between Eastview and Pioneer, and the Patriots scored on a 22-yard touchdown pass from Peyton Adams to Michael Sedgwick, and that makes the score 56-28 after the point after attempt from Emilio Vargas was true. And now Vargas will kick it away on the ensuing kickoff here. 2:51 left to play in the third quarter, and Vargas will probably send this one short again. He has not really sent it back deep to the sort of triangle deep formation of 3 returners for Pioneer. And they did try an onside kick to start off this second half. Let's see what they elect to do here, as this one is another high and short one that'll go out of bounds, and legal procedure comes in, and so does a flag. And if I'm not mistaken, this is what happened last time, where the ball will be placed where the ball went out of bounds, which in this case looks to be the Pioneer 46-yard line. Oh, wow, never mind. They give him the plus territory situation. It's now at the Eastview 49.
Yeah, they usually tack on 5 yards.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Yep. There you go. So, Pioneer starts at the Eastview 49. Marburger in the shotgun. Will hand it off to Castillo, who was the running back, and Castillo followed his right guard across the 45 and was brought down at the 44-yard line, and he picked up 5 yards on first down. And that burns a lot of clock. I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of handoffs here from Pioneer as they want to milk this clock with the lead. Marburger in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the left, single receiver to the right, and it'll be a keeper for Marburger. He pump fakes and then gets around a couple defenders and slides at the 35-yard line. That's a first down for the Pioneer Diamondbacks, and moves the chains and stops. Well, they didn't stop the clock. It keeps moving here with 2:13 left to play in the third quarter. Should have stopped the clock by rules, but oh well. 3 receivers to the right, a single receiver to the left. Castillo is the running back here for Marburger in the shotgun. A zone read and a handoff to Castillo. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. He might have gotten a 1-yard push as well. And making the stop for Eastview was big Seth Kirkland. Second and 9, ball on the 34-yard line. 1:30 left to play in this third quarter. Marburger in the shotgun. He'll drop back for a pass, and he's under pressure. He's going to roll out to the right. He's just going to throw this one away. It was a lob that was almost intercepted. Getting his hand on it was Cade Elkins, and it's incomplete. Stops the clock at 1:18 left to play in the third quarter. And
outstanding pressure brought on by Justin Nizer and Isaiah Quentin Jackson. Marburger looking for a roughing the passer penalty against Quentin Jackson, but Quentin Jackson had contact as the ball was released from his hands.
Two receivers on both sides from the left hash mark, 3rd and 9 at the 34-yard line in Patriot territory. Margerberger will drop back and throws and hits Joseph Graham for the first down across the 20, and he backpedaled to the 15-yard line after he was hit, and making the hit and for the Patriots to get the stop was Elder Isukpunkwu. 1 minute straight up to play in the third.
Yeah, he had a misstep and actually slowed him down. A little turf monster grabbed him by his foot. Had he not done it, he might have been able to break that one up.
Ball on the 15-yard line in Patriot territory. A throw out to the left side, and I think a little miscommunication there. It's incomplete, and then coming back up after getting hit was Marburger, and I think he was looking for a comeback route, and instead it stops the clock on an incompletion at 44 seconds left in the third at the Patriots' 15-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he wasn't happy with his receiver. You can see his language that he's telling his receiver, Mike Ramos Jr.
Two receivers on both sides. Castillo in the backfield with Marburger from the 15, a play action, a pass across the middle, and dropping what would probably have been a touchdown. And the receiver, I'm trying to glance at his number, that was J.J. Snyman, who looked like he was going to be able to walk into the end zone in stride, and maybe the pass was just a little behind him, but that was definitely one that you would expect your receiver to catch. Instead, the incompletion stops the clock at 40 seconds left to play. Ball on the 15-yard line still in Patriot territory. 3rd and 10 here for Pioneers. I think they want to score at least one more time before the start of the fourth quarter. It's 5 wide for Marburger. Now he sends Castillo in motion left to right. Drop back for a pass and a throw over to the left side. It is complete. Bobbling it and coming down with the catch was Mike Ramos Jr. And that's a first down and sets up 1st and goal inside the 5. Looks like Patriots want to Pioneer wants to tempo the Patriots here with 30 seconds left to play in the third. They're actually going to slow it down here. The play clock is still, actually it's really close, almost like it's synced up, so they're not going to actually run a play in the final moments of the fourth, and I think they're just going to accept the flipping of the fields as the ball got to the 2-yard line, and when we start the fourth quarter, it'll be 1st and goal from the 2 for Pioneer with a 56-28 lead. Final 12 minutes of play coming up here in the regional semifinal from Buccaneer Stadium. Eastview versus Pioneer. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
Hotworks is a 24-hour infrared fitness studio. We offer virtual instructors in the private sauna and 3D training. That's the heat, the infrared, and the workout. There's 10 different workouts that you can choose from.
You can burn more calories in here and sweat more here in an hour than if you spent 3 hours in a gym.
So come in, bring a friend, and try a Hotworks workout.
12 minutes left to play in regulation. Pioneer leads 56-28, and they're looking to add on one more score here to start off the fourth quarter. 1st and goal from the 2 here for the Pioneer Diamondbacks. Eddie Lee Marburger is in the shotgun. He has Tristan Castillo to his left. 2 receivers lined up wide on the right side, single receiver on the left. And it'll be Eddie Lee Marburger deciding to keep it. He runs up the middle, and I think he got stopped just at the goal line, and then he spins in for the touchdown.
It wasn't Marburger.
Oh, beg your pardon. Who was it? Did you catch the number by chance?
15, direct snap to 15.
It was a direct snap to Tristan Castillo, and Castillo gets into the end zone for a touchdown. A 2-yard run puts Pioneer ahead 62-28 before the point after attempt. Marburger was out there, and then I saw him, when you said it wasn't Marburger, I saw him kind of looking at the sideline, kind of a trick play, I suppose.
Right, yeah, it was a little trickeration going on there.
Yeah, and that was what leads to the score. And 5 seconds into the fourth quarter, and the point after attempt after the touchdown is good. Pioneer takes a 63-28 lead here on SHN Sports. We'll be back in a moment.
At our bank, we believe in doing the right things for the right reasons. For our families, our communities, our future, just like you do. We believe the right thing is more than just a handshake or a promise. It's a relationship guided by honesty and integrity. How can our bank help you?
Thank you for calling our bank. This is Jenny. How can I help you?
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
$11:55 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Pioneer with a 63-28 lead over Eastview, and Mike Ramos Jr. will line up the ensuing kickoff following the 2-yard touchdown run on a direct snap to Tristan Castillo on sort of a trick play where Marburger was walking towards the sideline. I feel like I missed that somehow, and it ended up being the touchdown for Castillo. A short kick taken by a fair catch on Elkins' end, and Elkins got the fair catch to the 42-yard line, I believe, is where this drive will start for the Eastview Patriots.
Now you get out here and you play with pride. You're down significantly, and you just play. You got to play with pride here.
Yeah, you can't really look at the scoreboard, and you have to play like you're down still, but you don't have to really worry about getting all points back at once here, as it'll be Peyton Adams taking a snap on 1st and 10. It's a double reverse here as Michael Sedgwick tries to work outside, gets across the 40 to the 45, stutter steps, and is then pushed out of bounds at around the 47-yard line. And Sedgwick came around on the reverse and picks up about 8 yards. Actually caught 7, 2nd and 3 coming up. Ball on the Patriots' own 47-yard line. And it's a handoff to Isaiah Quinton Jackson. He breaks a couple tackles, turns a corner on the left side, gets across midfield, and then stiff arms the defender at the 45, gets to the 40, and they keep the clock rolling as gets to the 37, maybe the 38-yard line. The official sort of changed his footing right there. It will be the 37, and a new set of downs in Pioneer territory for the Patriots at the 37-yard line. And they're running this tempo fast here. Eastview trailing 63-28, looking to get on the scoreboard quick. A play action from Peyton Adams as he fakes the handoff to Isaiah Quinton Jackson and then throws it over to the left side. It's completed to Sedgwick, and Sedgwick is pushed out of bounds. I think they'll keep the clock rolling here as he got to the 30, and he'll bring up 2nd and short, a pickup of 7. And the clock does keep moving here. 11 minutes to play in the ballgame. Peyton Adams hands it off to Isaiah Quinton Jackson, who bounces outside of his tackle and gets to the 25, calls it the 24-yard line. That moves the chains for Eastview, and they're marching down the field here. 10:50 left to play in the fourth quarter. Getting the tackle is Ray Montez for the Diamondbacks, and 1st and 10 for Eastview from the Pioneer 24-yard line, and it is another double reverse. This time it is Sedgwick again taking it out to the right side, and he gets to the 20 and then falls forward inside the 20. They'll give him the 19-yard line, and that's a pickup of 5 yards on 1st down for Michael Sedgwick, and that's been a successful play this drive here for Eastview. 10:05 left to play in the fourth quarter. Eastview slowing things down a little bit, catching their breath, and the play clock goes under 20 seconds, and that's about enough oxygen for Eastview here as they hand it off to Isaiah Quinton Jackson, who goes off his right guard and bounces through the trenches across the 15 to the 14-yard line and gets the 1st down for the Patriots. And the clock's still moving here despite the chains moving. at 9:45 left to play in this fourth quarter. Eastview moving things fast here. Peyton Adams in the shotgun, bobbles this handoff, and fumble hits the deck, and I think Peyton Adams hopped back on top of it. That seems to be the indication from the officials here as well, as that was intended to be a handoff, I believe, to Isaiah Quinton Jackson, and instead it will be a fumble recovery and keep the clock rolling here. 9:15 left in the fourth quarter, and Eastview did not get a yard out of that. They're lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, no gain on the play, and Peyton Adams in the shotgun will take a low snap handoff to Isaiah Quinton Jackson, who goes up the middle and gets a few yards to the 10-yard line and called a gain of 4 and brings up third down. So 3rd and 6, 8:50 left to play in the fourth. 2 receivers to the left, a single receiver to the right. Peyton Adams has Quinton Jackson to his right, a handoff to, actually it's a keeper after faking the handoff to Quinton Jackson, and Peyton Adams goes around right end and was able to duck his head to the 6-yard line, and that'll bring up 4th and about 1 from the Pioneer 6-yard line, and Eastview's going to go for it. 4th and 2 officially on the scoreboard. So it'll be Peyton Adams who lowers his head on a direct run up the middle from the quarterback, and I think they're going to give Eastview the first down here, and it'll be close. It'll be really close, and it will be a first down for Eastview, 1st and goal from the 4. Eight minutes straight up to play in the ball game. Peyton Adams looking to get in the end zone. 1st and goal from the 4. Hand off to Isaiah Quinton Jackson. Follows the left side of his line into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots. They march down the field, and they cut into this Pioneer lead before the point after attempt at 63-34. 7:54 left to play in this fourth quarter, and Emilio Vargas comes out to kick the point after attempt. Like we were saying, you can't really look at the scoreboard, and Eastview did not, and they just marched down the field and add on 6 points. Here's a snap and the hold, and the kick is through the uprights and good. 7:54 left to play in this fourth quarter, and Eastview has added on 7 more. Pioneer leads at 63-35. We'll be back in a moment from Buccaneer Stadium on SHN Sports.
Hey, it's Chip from Hewlett Volkswagen. It's that time of year for fall, football, and family. And our family has been making it easy on your family for almost 20 years, like with our new Express online shopping tool, where you can find the perfect Volkswagen fit for your life and budget. This month, save $3,600 on a new 2020 Jetta S. You can drive away in a brand new Volkswagen for under $20,000. We have a lot to choose from. Hewlett Volkswagen, off I-35 in Westinghouse, or see for yourself at hewlettvw.com.
$7:54 left to play in this fourth quarter. It's 63-35. Pioneer High School leads Eastview. The Diamondbacks have had quite the ball game on the offensive side of the ball. They have been hard to stop for Eastview this evening. They've been hard to stop all season long. They're 7-0, and Eastview will kick things off here to resume play. Emilio Vargas will place the ball at the 40. Vargas has been sending this short to one of the upmen most of the evening. In fact, he's, I think, tried an onside kick the last couple times. Tries an onside kick this time. Gets that weird bounce, but it's taken by one of the upmen diving on top of it around the 46-yard line in Pioneer territory. Is a Diamondback, and they get possession here to start off their drive at their own 46-yard line. So, you know, Eastview put in that situation where they pretty much have to try and get the ball back on an onside kick, mainly because you kind of know that Pioneer's offense has been really hard to stop all season long, and unfortunately they have not been able to come up with any real turnover opportunities. And it looks like we have a new quarterback in the game. It'll be Angelo Bazan, a junior. He'll probably get the reins next year here as Bazan will hand it off, and bouncing outside is J.J. Snyman, a receiver typically, gets the handoff and will get back to the line of scrimmage. I kind of thought he maybe picked up a yard, but no gain on the play officially. 2nd and 10 here as the ball stays at the 46-yard line. Now it's Jason Cavazos in the backfield as a running back. Bazan will hand it off, and then a tackle for loss as Cavazos was wrapped up and brought down. The tackle made by the Eastview defensive lineman, Mac Howard, the junior, gets the stop and the tackle for loss to the 45-yard line, and make it a 3rd and 11 here as the clock moves under 7 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. Jason Cavazos will jog back out with the play as the tempo of this offense is significantly slower than when Marburger is in. 3 receivers to the left side, a single receiver to the right. Cavazos is the tailback, and a 7-step drop for a screen, and it's an interception here by the Patriots. Taking it down the left sideline and then running out of bounds, and the interception for Eastview looks like it was made by McKinley McLaughlin, and he's celebrating as he takes it on over to the other side of the field. And with 6:21 left, it looks like Pioneer turns it over, and Eastview trying to cut back into this Pioneer lead, down 63-35. Will start off at the Pioneer. If I'm not mistaken, he ran out of bounds inside the 30, and it looks like the line of scrimmage is at the 25-yard line. And I get McLaughlin does not really carry the ball too often, but he maybe could have picked up another 5-7 yards. I guess he just didn't want to fumble or anything like that.
Now, when you're a lineman, you get that opportunity.
Peyton Adams under center this time will hand it off on a stretch play to the right side to Quentin Jackson, who finds the space along the 20 and gets free from a tackle, gets into the end zone for a touchdown. 25-yard touchdown run by Isaiah Quentin Jackson. Only takes a few seconds, 1 play on the drive, and 6 more points for Eastview. Now, granted, it would still be an uphill climb, but it's not over yet until the final whistle. Might need a couple miracles to happen, but you got one of them right there on the interception and then score. And now here is the point after attempt, and that is kicked through by Emilio Vargas. And with 6:13 left to play in the 4th quarter, it's 63-42. So it's still 3 touchdowns. I'll admit that. And 6:13 left, that would probably come out to a touchdown every 2 minutes, which, probably is not likely. However, it's the playoffs. Anything can happen, and might as well stick around here on SHN Sports. Hope you guys are enjoying your December 26th. Obviously, these games tend to happen on a Friday, but yesterday was Christmas Day, so a little bit different situation. Very rarely, I don't know the normal schedule, but I don't think playoff football goes into Christmas and New Year's typically, Michael. So
no,
it's
the championships would have already been played.
Yeah, it's quite the different year, and you never know what might happen here. Vargas will have the ensuing kickoff. 6:13 left to play in the 4th. Pioneer leads Eastview. And this time, lined up for the onside kick are the Diamondbacks. Only Tristan Castillo is back deep to receive. Everybody in a 3-point stance. And here's an onside kick. It does take a weird bounce, but right into the hands of one of the upmen at the 40-yard line. And that onside kick attempt caught by Joseph Graham Jr., the receiver, is on the hands crew, and The 40-yard line in their own territory is where the new drive will start for the Pioneer. So following the interception on the only drive that Angelo Bazan was in, Eddie Lee Marburger comes back into the ball game. 1st and 10 from his own 40-yard line. 3 receivers to the right, single receiver to the left, a man in the backfield, and it'll be a a keeper for Marburger who goes around right in. He is wrapped up and tackled by Justin Nizer after a gain of 5 yards. 6 minutes left to play in this fourth quarter, and like I said, Marburger coming back in kind of shows that Pioneer is taking Eastview and that interception seriously, and they don't want to turn the ball over, and they want to burn a lot of clock here on this drive. Castillo and Esparza in the backfield switch being on either side of Marburger. It is a handoff to Castillo, who turns the corner at the right hash mark and gets across the 45, gets to the 49-yard line to pick up a 4 yards, and it'll be 3rd and a very short one to try and get the first down at midfield for Pioneer. 2 receivers to the left, 2 men in the backfield, and a single receiver to the right for Marburger. He will have a zone read keeper, and he'll take it himself to the 50, and he gets the first down for Pioneer. And then an awkward play after the tackle as a Patriot kind of popped up and fell back down, maybe kind of just a post-tackle scuffle a little bit, just people trying to get through what is the physical game of football. I'm not quite sure what happened right there, but either way, the ball looks like it's kind of between the 49-yard line and Eastview territory and midfield, and a new set of downs here for Pioneer High School. And 63-42, under 5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Marburger has 2 men in the backfield with him. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off, and then being hit in the backfield by Thornburg, and drop down is the running back. I believe that was Esparza. And it was, and that'll push the ball back into Pioneer territory at the 46-yard line. Loss of 4 on the play. For 16 left to play on a drop back hit as he throws was Marburger, and he still delivers a strike right on the numbers to J.J. Snyman, and then been pushed out of bounds by Tyler Wagner. But that was a big pass across the 40-yard line in Eastview territory, and he went out of bounds at the 36-yard line. They don't stop the clock. 4:04 left to play in the fourth quarter, and Pioneer gets a new set of downs in Eastview territory. Marburger in the shotgun. Hands it off to Esparza, who dances around in the backfield trying to break free across the line of scrimmage. He does. Gets a couple yards, as I believe he was brought down by Wagner there, and that was about 5 yards on the play, moving it forward. Moving the ball forward. 3:35 left to play in the fourth quarter, and Pioneer just trying to drain as much clock as possible, keeping the ball on the ground. Marburger in the shotgun. Zone read. It'll be a keeper for Marburger. Gets across the 30 to the 25, 20, 15, 10. End zone touchdown. Eddie Lee Marburger with a 31-yard touchdown run to put Pioneer across the 70 mark. Or excuse me, I beg your pardon, 69-42. Before the point after attempt with 3:11 left to play in this fourth quarter. And it looks like there's an injured Diamondback on the field, and he's able to bounce up all right and walk off under his own pressure. Big old number 63, an offensive lineman, Roman. The point after attempt is through the uprights and good from Mike Ramos Jr., and that makes it Pioneer 70, Eastview 42. 3:11 left to play in the fourth quarter. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
At our bank, we believe in doing the right things for the right reasons. For our families, our communities, our future, just like you do. We believe the right thing is more than just a handshake or a promise. It's a relationship guided by honesty and integrity. How can our bank help you?
Thank you for calling our bank. This is Jenny. How can I help you?
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
3:11 left to play in the ball game. Pioneer leads it 70-42. It looks like Ramos will not be kicking it off. It'll be a new kicker here for Pioneer. Deciding to elect for Vince Cardosa to kick it away. Thomas Lee, the head coach for Pioneer, will bring in a few young guys probably the rest of this way. The final 3:11. The game well in hand, a 70-42 lead. A short kick taken by one of the upmen. I believe a fair catch must have been called by somebody else because Tyreek Styles Obashir does not get the return yards there. I don't know who waved for the fair catch. Maybe it wasn't him, but
it wasn't him.
They blow it dead before he had a chance to return, and suppose the fair catch will come at the 30-yard line. They'll give him the 29. Actually, they'll give him the 28. .309 left in the fourth quarter. 42 points put on the board by Eastview. Maybe they can add on one more touchdown here before the end of the season. It looks like it's a double reverse back to a flea flicker and a deep pass down the field, and it's caught. Making the catch is Michael Sedgwick. Gets across the 20s. He broke free of his defender. The 5, touchdown Patriots. I assume that was the trick play that they had in their back pocket that they still get to use, and it's a fun one as that one is a 72-yard touchdown pass from Peyton Adams to Michael Sedgwick, and it was sort of a jump ball, Sedgwick being the athlete he is wanted, and then he was able to take it another 30 yards for the touchdown and making the score a little bit closer right there. Eastview scores pretty quickly, 70-48 before the point after attempt. Emilio Vargas will get the hold from Peyton Adams, and the point after attempt is good. So 70-48, or excuse me, 70-49 now. And, you know, that's what I got to say, that's a great call by Coach Feacoch because, you know, they probably have worked on that play. They're not going to get to use it now. You know, that was a double reverse flea flicker. Can't say I've ever seen that one. And, you know, that's quite the play to go ahead and end this ball game potentially here, as you might not get the ball back if Pioneer decides to burn the final 2:55 of the fourth.
No, definitely not. I mean, you're down by 21 at this point. That's a tough hill to climb, especially when they put Marburger back in there to extend that lead back out by 28. And Eastview just has been unable to stop him most of the night.
Emilio Vargas will kick it away at least once more, following the 72-yard touchdown pass from Peyton Adams to Michael Sedgwick. Only a 4-yard charge here. Vargas will have a little bit of an angled approach, and the onside kick is recovered by Eastview. Hey, what do you know? They get the ball back at the Pioneer 40-yard line. They've been trying onside kick most of the second half, almost pretty much every time they've gotten an opportunity in the second half, which has been fairly solid amount of opportunities, and Now they'll get the ball back at the 41-yard line with 2:55 left, and maybe they have another trick play for a 41-yard touchdown this time.
Well, the one thing you can say is there's no give up in these guys.
Absolutely not. They have a little bit of a huddle here as the play clock has yet to start at 25 seconds. Now it starts to move. It's a jumbo set in the backfield, and they all clear out. Another trick play here, and it turns into 5 wide here for Peyton Adams. A 3-player stack on the left side. It's a double pass as Sedgwick will have an opportunity, and he's not going to pass it. He's going to decide to tuck it and run. Gets across the 40 to the 30, and he's out of bounds near the 25-yard line. Even though he ran out of bounds, the official motions to wind the clock, and yeah, they stopped the clock at 2:42. Up here, they know the rules. Down there, I think the officials might be trying to get out of here, and they do start the clock back up after the chains move, I guess. And it'll be Peyton Adams dropping back as the ball was moved to the 28-yard line. He rolls out of the pocket and decides to tuck it and run, and then he gets out of bounds at around the 24-yard line. This time the official has no choice but to stop the clock, as that was very clearly an intentional run out of bounds from Peyton Adams, stopping the clock at 2:24 left to play in the fourth quarter. Like you said, no quit in this team. They want to score quickly, and why not try another onside kick? Adams has Quentin Jackson to his left, 2 receivers on either side, 2nd and 6 from the 24-yard line. He'll drop back for a pass, steps up in the pocket, throws across the middle. It's completed at the 5. Obasher gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots. 24-yard touchdown strike from Peyton Adams to Tyreek Styles Obasher. And, hey, 2:18 left to play, and Eastview is, if nothing else, making this a much more respectable score.
Definitely doing that. You're seeing just how much heart is in these young men and not to give up, having been down by 28.
And Emilio Vargas will kick the point after attempt. This one goes through the uprights and good. I believe he's been perfect on point after attempts this evening. I feel like we would remember if he missed one. So, yeah, he's been perfect on point after attempts this evening. And 2:18 left to play in the fourth, and 70-56 here. And I'm going to guess they're going to go for an onside kick, Michael.
You know, they really don't have any options. That's what they're going to do. So you're going to see the hands team for the Pioneers come out, which, you know, every kick so far this half I think has been an onside kick for Eastview.
And that's given Pioneer High School some short fields, but also, you know, right there, it just kind of cuts it into the lead here. And dare I say, if Eastview can somehow swing this comeback, greatest comeback of all time?
At least in Eastview history.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's for sure. It would be the greatest comeback I've ever seen, and I've seen a couple games in my time here. Emilio Vargas will kick it off yet again. .218 left to play in the fourth quarter. Vargas readies his team. 4-yard angled approach. And this one takes a high bounce and then will be caught and down by one of the hands crew. And snagged there by the receiver, Joseph Graham Jr. Man could dream, couldn't he?
Definitely so.
2:18 left to play in the fourth quarter. Pioneer will take over at the 44-yard line. I would assume Eddie Lee Marburger would be coming back out on the field.
He is on the field.
Yeah, he only left the game for one possession when it was that 28 points. And the backup, Angelo Barzan, threw an interception, which the Patriots scored right after. And they're pretty serious about keeping this lead and moving on to the regional finals. So 2:18 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Marburger takes the snap out of the shotgun on his own read. He hands it off to Esparza. Esparza gets across the 45, and then he is laid out as Isaiah Quentin Jackson just gave him a shoulder that stopped him where he stood, and it was a pickup of 4 yards. Gets the ball to the 48-yard line, and will set up a 2nd and 6. .153 left to play, and in no hurry are the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, less than 2 minutes.
Zone read, a keeper for Marburger. He takes it around left end, gets across the 50 to the 45 to the 40 to the 30 to the 20. Looking at the 10, and he angles into the end zone, and he wants to burn a little bit more clock, so he walks across the 1, and then he gets in for the touchdown, and Pioneer adds on 6 more. Marburger with a 48-yard touchdown run. Makes it 76-56. Eastview trailing by 20 before the point after attempt. Mac Ramos Jr. gets the hold, and the kick is through the uprights and good. 1:22 left to play in the fourth quarter. Pioneer leads at 77-56. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
Georgetown Jewelry has been Georgetown's local jeweler since 2013 and the go-to full-service jewelry store in Williamson County. Wedding jewelry, gold and silver, gifts, appraisals, and repairs are all specialties of Georgetown Jewelry. Experience their one-of-a-kind customer service and clean showroom with a great variety of estate jewelry, fine jewelry, watches, and many silver items. Come by and visit or check out GeorgetownJewelry.com. Located at 3010 Williams Drive, we're open 10 to 6 every day except Sundays.
1:22 left to play in the fourth quarter. Pioneer added on one more touchdown run from Eddie Marburger, and we don't have stats, and we don't know if they were official stats more or less, but we assume that Max Preps had correct stats, that he came into this game with over 800 yards rushing in 7 games, and he's likely going to be a 1,000-yard rusher by the end of this ball game if those were remotely close, as he added on 48 more yards there on the last touchdown run. And here is a Mike Ramos Jr. kickoff that goes out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Not quite sure where it'll be angled out, but the illegal procedure flags come in, and Eastview will get the ball back. 1:22 left to play in this fourth quarter. Pioneer 77, Eastview 56, and potentially the final offensive possession of the season for Eastview.
Well, they're not going to hang their heads. They're going to come out here and they're going to play with heart until the last tick of the clock goes.
3 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left. It's an empty backfield for Peyton Adams, 1st and 10 from the 30. In his own territory, he drops back. He steps up in a collapsing pocket and decides to tuck it in and run. Gets across the 35 to the 40, spins at the 45, and gets to midfield. Obviously picks up the first down and a gain of 20 on the quarterback. Not designed to be a draw play for Peyton Adams, and he wants to tempo this offense here as the clock's moving at 1:08 left to play in the fourth quarter. 3 receivers on the left side, 2 receivers on the right. It's 5 wide here for Peyton Adams. He drops back, has time to throw in the pocket. Now that collapses, and he gets out of the pocket and throws over to the right side. Isaiah Quinton Jackson drops the pass. A flag here, as I think it was Peyton Adams throwing across the line of scrimmage. You can't do that. I don't know. Beg your pardon for not knowing the exact term here. Let's see what the official officially calls it. The flag was waved off, and it was apparently an eligible receiver downfield. I'm going to have to Google that because I rarely see the quarterback pass in front of the line of scrimmage. I guess it would be called an illegal pass.
Yeah.
2nd and 10 ball at midfield, 5 wide here for Peyton Adams. He'll drop back. He has time to throw. He'll have to escape from the pocket, and he's going to throw over to the right side. Wide open catches Isaiah Quinton Jackson. He makes a couple defenders miss at the 40. Gets across the 30 to the 20. Angles out of bounds at a 15-yard line, and with 39 seconds left to play, Eastview still wants to pad those stats for their offensive players, and like you said, there's no quitting this team. They're going to go ahead and fight until the final buzzer, and new set of downs at the 15-yard line in Pioneer territory. 39 ticks of the clock left here for Eastview. Peyton Adams drops back, throws into the end zone, incomplete. The pass broken up. The intended receiver on the play was Michael Sedgwick, and the play broken up by Marco Oviedo. Second down now. Clock stops with 35 seconds left in the fourth. Stepping up in the pocket and making the throw and a catch to Obashir. And Obashir gets to the 5-yard line. I think that's enough for a first down. Yeah, it will be a first down. First and goal from the 5 on the completion for 10 yards from Peyton Adams. First and goal, quick pass and incomplete. Flags come flying in here. I think it'll be a pass interference as that was intended for Emilio Vargas and half the distance to the goal. So put it at the 2.5-yard line here on first and goal.
Eastview still with 3 timeouts.
I suppose maybe they want Emilio Vargas to get the score. That could have potentially been part of the drive here. Vargas lined up, isolated on the left side. Isaiah Quinton Jackson in the backfield. Peyton Adams in the shotgun. 3 receivers on the right. Roll out to the right. He breaks away from one tackle. Then he fits in the flat. Isaiah Quinton Jackson, who gets in for the touchdown. A flag in the area of a hold. Let's go ahead and see what that flag's about. It's a face mask on the defense, so I imagine that would be declined, and the result of the play is a 2.5-yard touchdown to Isaiah Quinton Jackson and 6 more points for the Patriots. (77-62) before the point after attempt. 13 ticks of the clock left. And it looks like a 2-point conversion for the Patriots. 2-point conversion attempt, and I believe they just said that that penalty was not going to be declined but added on to the end of the will be added on to the kickoff, so that face mask will not go to waste, I suppose. Obashir goes into the tailback position out of the pistol, and it's a handoff to Isaiah Quinton Jackson, who cuts back and gets in for the 2-point conversion, and it's 77-64 now. 13 seconds left to play into this ball game, and just a fantastic season from Eastview. I know that it's going to be a tough loss here tonight, but 13 seconds left. Not likely that they can get 13 points up in 13 seconds, obviously, but they didn't quit when they were down 28 points here with, about less than 7 minutes left to play in this fourth quarter. And, Coach Vikoch has really put on a good program for Eastview this season, and looking forward to see what kind of heights he takes this program to.
Well, you've seen a lot of offensive firepower tonight. I mean, my goodness, there's 141 points on the board. It's a lot of offense.
This has been quite the ball game. We started at 7 o'clock. It's been 3 hours because these teams have kind of kept the pace very fast. Like, they have not been interested in taking more than 30 seconds every single time they scored to get back out there and play some defense, too.
Most likely you're going to see another onside kick here. They could be resigned to say, you know what, to get 2 scores in 13 seconds, this is not an impossibility.
Yeah, I mean, it really isn't. That's kind of the crazy thing right now is just what a onslaught of offense it's really been here in this fourth quarter. Vargas readies everybody out from the 45-yard line. It takes a nice high bounce and then will be tapped out of bounds by the Pioneer front line, and they'll take over at around the 33-yard line, probably tack on. Well, I don't know if there were no flags on the play because I think it was pushed out of bounds by a Diamondback.
Yeah, it was touched by an offensive player or a receiving team player. So no penalty on that. But definitely, they should come out in the victory formation right here. But who knows? They may just want to take it down there just because they feel they can. But Marburger coming back out, so I would definitely think you would see the victory formation right here.
77-64, 13 seconds left to play, and Eastview does have 3 timeouts left, but they're probably not going to use any of them and concede this victory here to Pioneer. A well-fought game from both teams, and the knee is taken by Marburger, which I don't think this should count against his total yardage, but it probably will, and that'll be the final play of the ball game. Clock hits 0, and Eastview's season on a ride to the regional semifinal has come to an end here in Corpus Christi at Buccaneers Stadium. Michael, you've been along for this whole ride from the delayed start due to COVID, the close losses, and all of those situations here, right, that lead us to Corpus Christi and a 77-64 defeat to an undefeated team. Pioneer moves on to 8-0, and they will go to the regional final to take on
Liberty Hill,
and Eastview falls to 7-5. But they're just probably one of the best 7-5 teams I've ever seen. They really have been impressive to watch all season long.
Yeah, outstanding effort by these guys. They're just tremendous watching them grow all year long. For the seniors, it's always your last game to suit up and put on that uniform for your high school. It is always a sad moment when it comes to an end, but they played with a lot of heart. They can walk away from this without being ashamed of the way they played or what have you. They came out here and they played an outstanding Pioneer football team with a Division I quarterback in Marburger. Have nothing to hang their heads about, and they stayed in it even when they were down by 28, and they play it to a 77-64 within 2 scores, and didn't quit.
Yeah, no quit in this team, and what could have easily been a very fast and kind of nonchalant final few minutes, they really did go for every potential chance to put themselves in a situation to win. And if a couple of those onside kicks maybe bounced their way, they might have completed a crazy comeback. But they didn't, unfortunately, and we come to the situation where they head back on and off-season starts, and it's winter break at the moment, so they're going to have a couple weeks, and they come back sometime in early January. But any final thoughts here, Michael, as as somebody who's been an observer all season?
Just glad to have been a part of Patriot Nation and look forward to the future of doing this with this group. Outstanding coaching staff, Coach Feacoch and his staff have really been able to mold these guys into the great players that they've been, and the great young men, outstanding young men. You see outstanding things on social media posted about them, what they achieve in the classroom, what they're achieving on the football field. Just a great group of young men, great coaching staff, and a bright future for Eastview Patriot football.
Looking forward to this future of Eastview Patriot football, as this program's been taken to new heights by Coach Feacoch, and they get stopped at the regional semifinal here in Corpus Christi. The final score, once again, Pioneer 77, Eastview 64 from Buccaneers Stadium. For Michael Francis,